And I didn't say nothing about no Rams. All right? So y'all can keep walking. Fam, Niners top dogs. This will be fun. 49ers predictions for offense players 2024 season. Now, you and I both know there are many factors that can derail a great season for a football player due to the violence, the savagery, the bludgeoning, the complete destruction of the human body of this game. However, every predicted 49er starter for the upcoming 2024 season has a sample size established of what they are capable of. We've seen them now for years. That core has been together for a while now. But we're going to the phones for your projection of which Niner players do you believe will contribute large towards a successful 2024-25 season. You'll find the phone and the PIN number right down at the base of the screen or in the description. The reason I gave you this idea was ESPN's Mike Clay giving player predictions around the league for the upcoming season. I said, Mike. Oh, you're so confused. Factors, though, to keep in mind, and I have to agree with him. The numbers shown are projections for the 2024 NFL regular season, weeks 1 through 18, right? Most players max out at 15 projected games played due to injury rates, according to Mike, as most players won't play 17 games. Brock Purdy, he's not even anticipated to repeat his record-setting single-season franchise record of 4,280 yards, according to Mike's opinion. Now, you know what the thing is? There's going to be some changes in how teams approach the 49ers this year. So I don't know. Maybe that's not far-fetched as it makes me mad. As expected, running back Christian McCaffrey will lead the Niners rushing game, but not with the same OPY ferocity that he did last season, though. Brandon Ayuk's projected to lead the team in receiving yards for the third consecutive season if the 49ers ever decide to sign him. Fam, I love when they give you news every couple of 2-3 weeks, right? 49ers and Brandon Ayuk are not close to making a deal. Duh. I mean, who didn't know? Why'd you type that up? We knew it. We can tell you when they're going to sign that deal. Somewhere around mid to late July and early August. Not a day or a week before. It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, Justin Jefferson's probably going to sign a contract for $80 million a year, and the 49ers are sitting there saying, Brandon, listen, we don't have $80 million a year to give you. Well, why don't you sign him now? Okay, that's another day. Meanwhile, Debo's expected to surpass last season's efforts in receiving and rushing yards, along with more TD celebrations this year for Debo, according to Mike. Let's take a look at what Clay's full projections for the 49ers offense like. You know, that's true or false, right? And then, of course, when you get on the phone, highlight some things that you think in your mind. Who's going to be just large and in charge of the 49er offense this year? Because is Trey Lance Monday in here, man? Because that dude really made me mad, man. I'll keep an eye on it. As soon as he comes in here, he's gone, though, so don't worry about it. Brock Purdy, he'll play 15 games, yeah, according to this. 476 attempts, 318 completions. He'll drop dramatically, 3,901 yards, 24 TDs, 11 INTs. He'll be sacked 33 times. Tim. His rushing, I got a kick out of that. He'll attempt to rush 47 times for 173 yards. I need a median for that. Guys who like to run with the ball, and he's not going to be a Lamar Jackson or anything like that, but he'll rush for 2 TDs. All right? True or false? False. I'm thinking false. And Joshua Dobbs is going to play a couple of games. He'll get 62 attempts, 41 completions. 41 out of 62, not bad, Josh. 438 yards. He'll get 3 TDs, a couple INTs. He'll be sacked 5 times. He'll rush the ball. Here's where Josh Dobbs, man, 7 times, 36 yards for JD. And a TD. This is why the conversation about is Josh Dobbs going to be the second string quarterback? Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing coming to camp that's going to beat him out. Christian McCaffrey. He'll play 14 games. True or false? God, please, no. Okay, you know what? Maybe that's okay. If he only misses 3 games this season, we got a lot of running backs. They don't need to be Christian McCaffrey good to win. Attempts, he'll get, let's see, rushing attempts 263 times. Yeah, that's right. Guy's going to run 1,242 yards. That's a drop off from last year, too. 12 TDs. He'll be targeted 83 times in a passing game for 67 receptions, 527 yards. That's a nice season, though, no matter what. Your average running back is not going to get anywhere near that, so I'll take it. True. Yeah, 'cause I want him to slow down, if for no other reason other than something like, let's see, a pulled wrist muscle. He's got to sit out a game. I don't want anything more serious than that. I'll go true with that one. Elijah Mitchell. He'll play 13 games. He'll have 327 yards on 3 TDs. No, I'm sorry, 80 attempts for 327 yards. He'll be targeted 15 times in a passing game for 12 receptions and 79 yards. That's a decent season for a guy that Kyle Shannon's only going to let play a few minutes. Juice, 14 games. He's going to miss 3. Did Juice miss any games last year? I don't think he did. There's a lot of guys. How many? Christian only missed. Did he miss a game? He didn't miss a game last year either. Mitchell, I'm going to go false with Mitchell now that I think about it. He's not going to make 13 games. Elijah Mitchell, if we're lucky, will make 9 to 10 games. Juice, 14 games. I can see that happening. And rushing yards, 5. He'll get 20 yards. TDs, he won't get any of those. He'll be targeted 21 times in the passing game, though, which should be actually picked up. 16 receptions, 118 yards. I'd say false. I want to see that double next year. If anybody's proven that they can be that extra receiver on any particular offensive series, it's Kyle Juszczyk. Give him more. Jordan Mason, he'll get 14 games in this year. Attempt 36 times, 164 yards. He'll have a TD. He'll be targeted 5 times, 4 receptions, only 27 yards. That's probably true. And that might be a little more abundant than most of us would think. Because Isaac Guerindo's on this team. Now, he's going to get 13 games in. And 27 attempts. He'll get 116 yards. This is interesting. He's going to be targeted, though. Isaac, he's a good guy out of the backfield, from what I understand, so he'll be targeted also. He's going to have 5 TDs on that rushing, but 4 targets, 4 receptions and 27 yards. He's going to be that guy that's going to be vying for a job next year. So Guerindo, because they're going to take a good look at him, I suspect, this year. I'm going to go true with that one. Because he's not going to do a lot of things. He's going to be that, him and Debo are probably going to switch back and forth like we anticipate as far as the new system set up for kick return. Ricky Pearsall, the golden boy out of Florida. He'll play 15 games. Look for Ricky. Okay. 29. What? 29 attempts, that's it? 165 yards? 3 TDs? Oh, no, Rick. 113. He'll be targeted 113 times for 75 yards, though. 106 yards. All right. You know what? I can't say false on that. Ricky's not going to get a lot of work in like we anticipate. This happens to rookies every year. With Kyle Shanahan, you're a rookie. Thanks for the preseason. It was fun watching all those things you did. Sit down and watch and learn. Brandon Ayuk, he'll play 15 weeks. Brandon was going to play more than that if he hadn't gotten paid, because Brandon's going to say, look, I'm working out for another team. Tired of y'all. Let's see, TDs. What? No TDs for Brandon? Are you serious? Nah, false already. He'll be targeted 113 times for 75 yards. Or 75 receptions, 106 yards. Brandon Ayuk? Nah, that's not right. Nah, Mike, forget it, man. That's not going to work. I'm sorry, 7 TDs. I missed that. Okay. Debo, 14 games. That's modest. I false on that right away. Debo, if we get 10 games out of Debo, I'll be delighted. His muscles just pull when he's sitting still. Let's see, rushing yards. So he'll have 29 attempts. As far as the passing game goes, 165 yards. I'm sorry, that's rushing. All right, TD's 3. He'll be targeted, though. Debo's going to be targeted this time. 94 targets, 62 receptions, 923 yards. Debo didn't get 1,000 yards last year, did he? You know what? I'm going to go false on this. Look for Debo to have a little better year. He's not going to play that many games, but he's going to have a few of those breakout runs I kind of anticipate, though. So Debo, 6 TDs. I can see that. Yeah, it's about time because the thing about Debo is he's a setup guy. I consider Debo and of course CMC the ignition switches on this particular team. So they're going to get a lot of touches. They're going to get a lot of looks. They're going to get a lot of defense on them, but they're not. It doesn't matter. Debo did last year. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan's going to figure out something new this year in order to alleviate that problem because Kyle knew as much as we did that the game was over about Debo sweeping around that corner. Everybody was waiting for it. And I mean every team in the league. Juwan Jennings, 15 games. Juwan, man, Jesus. Yeah, I do see you playing that many games. Yards. This chart, I don't think so. Okay. Target 25 times. He only had that many last year, though, didn't he? 15 receptions, 196 yards, 1 TD. That's probably true, huh? Ricky Pearsall's on the lineup. Kyle's going to do what he can to get Pearsall as many reps as he can, probably at the expense of Juwan Jennings, isn't he? Danny Gray, I don't even need to go over that. Danny's not going to be on this team. Jacob Cowing. I'm not mad at Danny. I'm just saying his body of work says that if anybody's expendable, it may be him. And good luck to him. But if he makes the team, I'll be surprised. That's too many wide receivers. 1. Okay, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are the 49ers going to keep 7? Nah. See, it's Danny. Jacob Cowing, he'll play 14 games. He'll be targeted 2 times. Receptions, he'll get both of those. 19 yards, no TDs. Ronnie Bell, 15 games. Ronnie's got zeros across the board. Ronnie has no production. Didn't he have a couple of touchdowns last year? I don't agree with this. This is false. No. George Kittle, 15 games. Oh, I hope so. I got George around 12. That's a false. Yeah, we got lucky last year with George. And did you notice that George, he seemed to be playing a little more carefully last year. Did you notice that? He wasn't wild manning like he normally does. George is trying to stay on the field. I appreciate that. George says, look, I got plenty of dogs around me. I ain't got to be the workhorse around here. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And whenever the ball comes to me, I'm ready for that as well. But as far as me out here busting ass all the time, nah. George is 31 now. Anyway, George, 15 games. He'll be targeted 88 times. Is that right? Am I right on the targets? Yeah, 88 times for George on the targeting. 63 receptions, 846 yards. Yeah, George, you know what? Yeah. False on the amount of games you're going to play, but I like that number. Yeah, 62 of 88, 846 yards, 5 TDs. That's what George does, though. Circling around in the back of the end zone, he leaks out. Everybody, the defense has already got their hands full with the rest of the offensive weapons we got. And then George always finds that soft spot. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that, George. False. Cameron Latu. He'll play 15 games, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 54 yards. Cameron, man, you need to show it better than that this year because did you know anything about an Eric Saubert? I saw that and I said, who is Eric Saubert? He's been around the league a lot. Anybody else in camp, I guess, is not going anywhere. We couldn't get the guy out of Michigan or Detroit, so they wanted a veteran, and Eric's it. So he'll have 5 receptions. Well, he'll have 5 targets, 3 receptions, 33 yards. I don't know him. I have incomplete on that one. I have no idea. If you do have any ideas about Eric Saubert, let me know. Yeah, GB, I got a feeling you might be right about Gray because you don't need to be a route runner. They get like they had that track team they did a few years ago. McCole came back though, and also of course the Cheetah. So I don't know. I got a few doubts in my mind about games played for certain guys, especially Kittle and Debo. Man. See though, fam. Aaron, get in here.
What's up, Ronbo?
Aaron, you man. Aaron, we got a lot of guys that we depend on to get things done, and they usually do. Brock Purdy's not expected to have the spectacular year he had last year due to the fact that the NFL's probably tuning all their defenses, that everybody that's on our schedule. Even as we speak, they're scheming up and planning on how to stop the juggernaut red and gold. So who's going to be shut down this year? Who's going to excel, Aaron? Anybody in your mind?
Well, you know what, Ronbo? To be honest, I think who's the other tight end we drafted last year? Is it Willis?
Oh yeah,
Willis?
yeah. He's not even on the list. And I don't know why that too is, and he isn't. Okay, go ahead though. You make a good point. Amplify on that. It's a great point.
Yeah, I really think Kyle's gonna let him get the reps in training camp this summer
and take a good look at him and that too. We have a third tight end too. We drafted 2 last year.
Oh yeah, so I think he'll surprise some people at training camp. And
he's a good blocker. The one you're talking about.
Yeah,
he came into the game last year. Kyle trusted him into the game last year, so he already's leaning in his direction anyway, right? So yeah, I bet you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I really do, and also, I really think I think is it who's the runner that we drafted this year?
Guarindo.
Yes, I think he's gonna have an impact because his speed that we were missing since Mostert has been gone. So I think he's going to be a huge impact for us on the offense because he got some home run speed.
Yeah, and he's a good stretch runner too. You see some of his highlights. Yeah, he seeks those little creases as he's moving. Plants his foot well, explodes through the hole, doesn't dance. I like him. I think that's why Kyle likes him as well.
Yeah, and also he's a good blocker too.
Yeah, he's strong because yeah, that's we'll see about that. A lot of times it's technique and anticipation too. We'll see.
But yeah, and I really think Brock Purdy is going to have at least 4,500 passing yards.
45. All right.
I
All right.
really,
Defense is going to be keyed up for
yeah,
him. They're going to try to scheme up and get ready for him. But they do that for every quarterback in the NFL. So, it depends on the receivers getting open, and that's why Kyle said I went and got Ricky Pearsall. So when Debo's covered and can't shake his man, Brock's got an outlet. You could easily be right.
yeah, and I think the um yeah, I think the I really think Dominic Puny is probably going to start.
What
I
position?
mean, I might be biased. Yeah, I might be a little biased, but I think Puny might start at
Offensive line, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, but what position? Tackle? Guard? Who's he going to take out? Feliciano's going to be hard for him to move in his first
I
season.
think I really think he's going to beat out Jake Brendel.
Okay. Center. He says he doesn't really like playing center. He can. But, okay, we'll find out.
Yeah, and of course, the Brandon is going to have 1,000 yards
Easily.
season again.
Easily.
Yeah.
Especially if the 49ers say, Brendan, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's start talking about this mid-season. We have to worry about Brandon Ayuk, though, because he just may. There's always that threat of him saying, well, you know what? I'll wait till mid-season to start playing then, because I'm not coming out there and getting hurt, and then I can't get no money. Yeah, I could see that. We'll see.
Yeah. So, so I really think our offense should be good again.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. How good is the thing, and who's going to be the reasons for that doing that?
Yeah. So, and I think the wild card could be Jacob Cowling. He's a wild card. I really think he's, I think he's going to get some snaps and show some flashes.
Especially if on the few times he gets out there, he does make a splash. If every time he comes out there, he's not just, relegated to blocking, and they do put him out in a route, and he makes a big play. Yeah, he's only got to do that a couple of times and before Kyle Shanahan says, okay, I gave him more snaps. Hopefully, good luck to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also if Aaron Banks can stay healthy, I think he can have a Pro Bowl year.
Yeah. People forget last year when he did have a few lapses, he had a toe issue. People remember he was out like 2 or 3 games, something like that, and he played on that toe when it was still hurting. I said, man, I don't know what that hurts like, but I can't imagine playing football with a bad foot. You need a bad wheel to really show how rough it is. So, all right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go. I tell you, I'll be back midweek, and let's see what's going on.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. Appreciate you, Aaron. You know this. I'll see you midweek.
All right, fam.
All right. Night, Aaron. Hingle McCringle. No Brock Purdy, fathead. I thought we were the faithful. Brock is the truth. WTF we doing here? Hingle, don't misunderstand. You should see me on social media going after people for disrespecting Brock Purdy. I didn't say anything about like what you're thinking. What I'm telling you is this. Yeah. Defenses are going to come after us, and Brock Purdy is going to be the number one guy on the blueprint as to how to stop the 49ers. It may slow him down. I'm not promising anything. I'm not hoping for anything. I'm not saying it. I'm not accusing it. I'm saying we got to be ready for the Brock Purdy machine. They're going to come up with the antidote, they think. But I'm sure, this is the thing about Kyle Shanahan, and we always give him a hard time. Kyle, I got a feeling he's ahead of these guys. He knows what they're going to try to do, and he's probably already thinking about what he's going to do with Brock. So, yeah. Hey, and thanks for the contribution. I promise you, I'm not losing faith in Brock Purdy. Ho, ho, far from it. No. Maddie, something beautiful.
No, definitely
Oregon.
not.
Come on in, fam.
not losing any faith on Purdy.
Purdy's, I look for him to be a monster. I'm wondering what they're going to do to try to slow him down, though, Maddie. Because Brock was just doing things that if you don't try to slow him down, 49ers are going to beat your ass every week. Easily. There's going to be some blowouts like some people anticipate.
We got such a depth and just such a toolbox of players we can call on. I mean, at any moment. I mean, the toolbox is deep, my friend. I love it.
Wait. Okay, Jim Everett. Guys, let me announce again.
That guy's a douche.
I see it once. Everett, how many times I got to tell you? Are you new? Are you a new clone? Listen, here's this. Read the
I don't
lips.
even know who's who anymore.
If you pick on any of the Lady 49ers, you'll be booted out of here faster than you came in. Trust me. Knock it off or get ready to leave. You want to hang out with us? Behave. All right. Hey, go ahead, Matty.
Oh, you're all good, man. No, it's just nice having a deep plethora of weapons in our toolbox. And the things we've added this year. He's going to have more targets to throw to, and it's just, I don't know.
And we're going to be throwing more, Matty. How's that going to affect the game we've been watching the last few years? I do wonder, how are we going to go about doing this? What is it going to look like? I get the intrigue of this. We're not going to see it in preseason either, Matty, because Kyle's not going to expose anything.
No.
We're going to see the same thing we've always seen.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, just vanilla in the preseason. So that's all you're going to get. That's all you're ever going to get in the preseason. But we're going to see some good stuff. He's already scheming up. And, he's got stuff he's always going to run. He's got regular, everyday things. But, you just every week's different. So I'd imagine he's planning more for the Monday Night Jets game than he is for any of the preseason stuff.
I know, right? Kyle, you know how bad Kyle probably wants that game, Matty? Because people are calling Kyle, already calling him all kind of things. And you know what he thinks about when he's sitting at home? Kyle's thinking about things that are being said by Big Show and Jalen, all the people that say the things they say about him. And, he hasn't heard them maybe particularly, but he's heard other people talk like that. There's lots of people talking like that. Kyle is going to do everything he can. We got 5 games that we better win this year, or Kyle knows he's going to fry like a piece of bacon.
Oh, yeah. No, and I just, like I was talking the other night when we were talking about, just the lineup on the games that we have. I mean, I think it's going to be in. And nothing's easy, but for the sake of it, let's say we're mostly healthy. I think we could be an easy 12-13 win.
Oh yeah, that's the bottom line. No health.
Yeah. No, really, that's really what it boils down to. Seems like
every year,
even in the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah. And we go into the game healthy, and we wait until the game starts to get unhealthy. Wow, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. This just seems like that's the way it goes, doesn't it?
Every time.
Yep.
But other teams have the same.
I like all the primetime games that we have.
Yeah, I know, right? Kyle's not going to lose one of those.
The one thing I can't figure out. Well, I can't figure out why the Niners Chiefs games was it like a 125?
I know.
Are you kidding me? I wonder if they're going to flex that game.
Maybe that's why they're putting it there for now, because they knew the 49ers already have their share of primetime games. If anybody's dragging ass, that's what they're going to do. Sunday nighter.
Yeah.
I bet you got it.
Yeah.
What week is that? Because they don't start flexing games until a certain part of the season. I forgot about that.
It's like midway through the season.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd like to say it's before the bye week, but I could be wrong. I think our bye week's, 9? I think that's a perfect spot for the bye week.
It is. That's exactly.
I mean, how...
You rest up for the stretch.
That's like pretty much right on point, man.
Yeah. Yeah, resting up for the stretch run is always perfect. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think we do have a little bit of nothing's a give me, but I think we've had harder seasons. We've had harder matchups, like, scheduled out. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, I think that Tampa game is going to be a little bit of a trap game.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be tougher than
we think it's
I know, right? We can't assume anything with that.
I think it's like 10 a.m.
East Coast. But you know what? It's in Florida.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not going to the cold, frozen tundra of Buffalo, it's okay. I mean,
I
they're
agree.
building
It's
a facility.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Weather's probably gorgeous. So it's more just the jet lag, I guess, and just not having as much time to prep. It's a short week, I think.
Yeah.
I think we don't remember how that one works, but I'm pretty sure that's a short week.
It is a short week, huh?
So,
send us to the East Coast
we have a few of
short
those.
week. That's just evil. I didn't realize that.
Serious. And so some of the things they schedule and some of the things they don't crack me up. So, yeah. I think we're good to go, though, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got a lot of guys that
we
got to
got
make
some
14,
things to look
15
forward
games.
to as far as. Yeah, we got training camp coming up. We got
next week.
Some things to look forward to.
Yeah, I think the vets get into camp next week, don't they? Or is it this week?
So.
Or is it this week? They've already.
Next week.
Okay.
Somebody will
came
chime in
last
on the.
week. And I guess another week. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Matty, midweek, man. I'm gonna look for you then.
Yeah, buddy.
Because we got to know what's going on up in Bend. How's the weather today?
Heck yeah, buddy. Weather's actually kind of gloomy and a little breezy today, but man, it's been beautiful in the upper 60s, low 70s in the last week. So
that's for that Fort North. That's comfy.
It's up and down.
Comfy. All right.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah. But it's beautiful.
I mean, you got a fireplace?
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
All right.
Do what now?
You got a fireplace?
No, I wish. I don't have a fire pit though.
Okay, I was gonna say, throw a log in for me, will you? I hear that crackling noise.
Yeah, buddy. I camp a lot, so I'll throw a log in for you.
There you go. All right, Matty. See you midweek. Have a great
night.
All right,
buddy. Buddy. Matt for moderator.
There'd be a lot of you guys be in trouble in every right now. I'm trying to give you guys, if you guys are so lonely, if your team is so bad and boring that you got to come and hang out here, I actually have sympathy for you. But you got to behave, all right? Yeah, I mean, you can challenge the guys. The guys will give it right back to you. I'm just telling you, lay off the ladies. All right. Hey, Brian.
It's the 49ers. They're red and gold. I've been rocking those 49ers till I'm dead and cold. Screaming the name always from the Mid-South. And once again, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Yes.
What's up, Ronbo?
Man, we're looking at the guys.
What the haters saying today? What the haters saying today?
No, they're just talking about. We're into the guys that are going to be extremely large and in charge of the offense this year. Yeah, and matter of fact, Brian, last year, who did you think amongst the 49ers offensively were going to be kick-ass? I mean, you know CMC, other than CMC, you know how CMC is. As soon as he puts on a pair of cleats, he can be butt naked. But as soon as he puts on a pair of cleats and walks out on the field, the game is on now. But other than CMC, who are some of the guys you think are going to be just tearing up? Because there's a lot of guys that have been rated here. Go ahead.
You talking about this year?
This upcoming season. Year? Yeah.
I think Debo gonna step his game up this year.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be pivotal because, with Brandon Ayuk chasing the bag or whatever, which he's gonna get sooner or later.
Yep.
I think Debo knows he has to step his game up, and I think he has to. He might not play all 18 games, if we get. yeah. If like I say, if we get 12 out of them, we doing good. But I think I think Debo knows that this could be the last dance for this core group, and I would say I think he's going to play with something to prove. He's going to play with a chip on the shoulder.
1,000 yards.
He's going to. It'll be 1,000. Yeah, I'd say 1,000.
Okay.
He has to. I think he has to.
Yeah. Because Debo can do that. I mean, them large chunk plays. Debo, man, Debo can give you 150 yards suddenly in any given week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And I'm not too much worried about the offense, whatever. I think the offense, they're going to, they're either going to, swim or sink, because you got pretty much the core. Everybody's coming back. But my main concern is the defense, with Ufunga out and Drake Greenlaw out.
He's scheduled to come back, though, Ufunga.
He's scheduled to come back?
Yeah, he's supposed to come back.
Well, I guess he'll be back before Drake Greenlaw will then, right?
Well, he should be because his injury was far earlier.
Yeah. But, yeah. I think everybody's going to be I think the notice school we got that this is probably going to be the last dance because by this time next year,
I know. I really don't. I dread that next year already because you're right. There's going to be some big names.
Get ready for it, Ronbo. It's coming. I mean, there's no. Remember, I said it in the other one. I said in the earlier when I called, when I called you about a week or two ago, I said, unless even if we were to pay some of these jokers with offshore accounts, there's no way we're gonna be able to keep this team together. This is just it's the business. It's the business side.
I know.
And we know the business side is always the ugliest. That's the ugly side.
I know, and there's no love or family when it comes to that. If you're a problem on the expense of that you gotta go.
Jeb's gonna have to. He's gonna have to make some tough decisions. As a staff. So Kyle gonna have to. He's gonna have to get it done.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get it done. No choice. No excuses.
No, he ran out of those a long time ago. Anyway, our whole team did.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, that's why I'm saying there's a lot of guys that need to take some responsibility for what's going on in the field. Kyle can only direct and tell you how to do these and get this done. They've got to go out there and execute.
Yeah.
There's been some times when failure of execution also contributed to those losses. We don't give enough love to that. Enough love. We don't put enough emphasis on that. We usually blame Kyle for everything or the quarterback. But there's some guys out there, man. I tell you what, I'd bring them over to the sideline. Listen, you're not. Just sit down, all right? Let me get that next string Let me get that next string player, any position that's messing up, in there to see if he can do a better job, and you just watch. Damn.
Yeah.
You'd be pissed off. I'd send him back in a few minutes, but I'd be mad in a minute when I first bring him off the field. Damn it.
I tell you one thing, though, Ronbo. I am so glad to hear the jingle from Jalen. Your caller Jalen. I am so glad to hear this thing about we being kings of the West and all of that.
He's coming back down.
I was so glad to hear that from him. Even his opening jingle. Where he said, "This team got the goop and this and all that." Yeah.
Carlos,
I said, okay. He's feeling good. Yeah. I said, he's feeling good today. I said, he's feeling good today. He's really good.
It's a hangover. It's from the Super Bowl. As I mentioned, Jaden's Generation Z. So, he's a little annoyed at what's going on. He can't get no satisfaction.
And and like he said, he's coming in on the back end. Unlike me, I saw the great years, during the 80s or whatever like that. He wasn't around it. So now he's catching on the back end. And it's not looking good.
And that's what's making him mad.
He's like 0-3.
How bad is that? Can you imagine? You've never seen
Right.
a win. We never used to
I
lose.
feel
And also we lose
I
three.
feel him on that. Yeah, it was 49ers in the Super Bowl. You can't you couldn't come up with a formula like that. That was unheard of. You know, and for us to lose 3 with the rosters that we had, especially with this past roster.
And all of them close.
I was behind him, and I was behind him 100 on that. I was like, man, yeah, he's young. Yeah, Jalen is young, but he makes some valid points.
No doubt.
Kyle's got to get it done, or they're gonna be looking upside his head.
And stop losing by these small margins. I'd rather see you ran off the field than lose in the fourth quarter because you gave up a lead. Oh,
right.
man.
I'm not saying that he's gonna run the table. I'm not saying Kyle's gonna run the table, although it would be nice, but he's got to cash it in. At the end of the day, they expect him. It's Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl or bust.
This is 49ers. We're tied. We're right there with the most elite clubs in NFL history. Stop fooling around. We're supposed to be winning these games. You can't lose 3 Super Bowls. My God, we're 4-3 now, or 5-3. That's awful. Anyway,
and I hope that lineman that we signed recently. I hope that lineman. I hope he pays off really,
offense or defense,
really well. Offensive guy. The lineman. The what's his name? Hubbard. Is his name Hubbard?
Hubbard, yeah. Hubbard.
The big offense, the tackle. The tackle.
The guy's been around for 10 years, yeah. We're going to see.
Yeah, right.
Because I think he could beat McKivitz out. I looked at the small sample of what he had and the team he was playing on. Okay.
Right.
No, he's probably better. McKivitz was on the team, he'd been worse. We'll see. McKivitz may have gotten better, too. Anyway.
Yeah, it won't be long before we're going to have to draft a replacement for Trent Williams.
Time is over. We need to draft a guy for Trent Williams.
We should have been
last year.
This should have been the draft. Yeah, this should have been the draft. I'm like, why is it? I'm like, Kyle. I'm thinking, why is it that during Kyle's tenure, he's not really high on draft. He's not notorious for drafting offensive linemen.
They got it all figured out. Wait a minute. Probably got to go though. I'll see you midweek. Okay.
All right, Brother Ronbo. As always, shout out to you, shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, fam. See you later on.
All right, Brother Ronbo. All right, take it easy.
You too.
Yeah.
And Eric from Seahawksville. Good evening, Eric. Doing great. Buddy? Doing great. Eric, you can always say you're feeling fine because the season hasn't gotten underway yet. There's nothing to be upset about. Anticipation, it brings nothing but joy. You have nothing but aspirations of just grandeur. I can't imagine anything bad. So I'm all right. And after week 5 and week 6, now the emotions, the reality of what's going to be is already in place, whether it be good or bad. And now it's another story. But right now, I'll have another drink.
Yep.
Eric, what brings you to the show tonight? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm just looking forward to a great season of football. I think probably the best game.
Detroit versus everybody.
Whoa!
Don't pay him any mind. He's been delusional for over 3
Detroit
seasons.
versus themselves. Detroit versus themselves. Oh, no.
Eric, how many times have you guys beaten the Lions of the last? How many times have you beaten the Lions, or how many times have you gotten beaten by the Lions in the last 2 or 3 years?
I'm pretty sure that we beat them the last time, and I'm not sure about other than that, but I know we've won at least one game.
Eric, can you imagine, though, your franchise has only won a handful of playoff games in the entire history of the franchise. It goes back a long time. You've had some legendary Hall of Fame players that could not make a difference. Yeah. And now, finally, in 2023, 24, 25, you're starting to emerge as you got to respect them. The Lions look tough. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just laughing at Don Burner. Yep. because you got to give him credit. Can you imagine being a Lions fan? Can you imagine being a Jets fan?
Oh boy.
Which is
I
worse?
tell you, especially for the Lions fans, I mean, that game had to sting.
Oh.
Because in all seriousness, they had that game.
They did. Scared me to death. I thought it was over. I mean, not
They,
lose.
they had it.
Yeah. Whew,
They
man.
had that game.
Ooh.
Yep.
I was sitting there getting ready to go into my act about we lost to the Lions, fam. We lost to the Lions. They came to our house and ran us out of it. But you know what, Eric? This is why Brock Purdy gets all the glory. He stood in there with that game and fought his ass off, and they pulled off that. It was a miracle in my eyes because they were doing anything they wanted to do. Anything they wanted to do. Ooh.
I was watching that game, and I tell you, I pretty much wrote it off. I mean, because at halftime, looking at that school, and at halftime,
Jim Everett versus everybody.
Okay, Detroit. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good, Detroit.
No, that's a Ram fan, but yeah, that game, I did not expect. As a 49er fan in Nashville, I've not expected any team to do that to our defense. They just ran romp shot on the 49ers defense. They ran the ball.
Yeah.
They got two premier running backs, and both of them premiered. God, they just ran it. They just did whatever they wanted to do. It was the whole night. They just ran 10, 15 yards a clip. I said,
Yeah. And
this is
tell you,
dead meat.
Yeah. And I think the craziest one was that, and again, part of why I respect Brock Purdy as much as I do, and again, remember everybody the Seahawks fan is he came into Seattle, a very difficult place to play, 2 times, and he won both times.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's and you know what people don't remember because he's doing that he does what he does like a 10-year veteran. Brock Purdy has a year and a half under his belt going into his first next season of a full season, right? So for him to be able to conduct that team the way he does, it's amazing. But then you got the critics coming, well, Brock Purdy probably is I'd rank him around 4 or 5. I mean, there's Lamar Jackson. There's Dak Prescott, of course, it's a better bench. Josh Allen. And so they're going on and on. I'm saying, listen, you know what? No matter how you feel about Brock personally, let's look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. What do the numbers say? I don't care what you feel about that other quarterback. Look at the numbers. They don't want to do it. They keep thinking it's everybody but Brock that's making that team roll. It's really annoying. Yeah, that's right. The Cowboys. Eric, you probably heard too. Who's going to get paid the most next year? Brock Purdy or Dak Prescott? A lot of people think it's going to be Dak, but only because Brock's going to get paid first. That's what's exactly going to happen. I really do think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Brock is going to get paid. And then Dallas is going to see everything that they got to do to make him the highest paid. And at that point, they'll be like, okay, let's do it here.
Eric, always fun. We got to go, though. I'll be back midweek. And if you got some time for us, I'll be here. Okay? All right. Thanks, Eric. And Eric is the lead of the. I wonder if Papa Dragon was with George Kittle at that concert. But Brock Purdy,
No.
as George is up there, George went into his WWE act. You know exactly where he's going after he leaves football. Vince McMahon has already signed his contract. All he's got to do is come in and sign it. bam, with the two
Oh, yeah.
brewskis and down both of them. I said, man, you know, George, you can't take you anywhere, but you know, Dragon, Papa Dragon, come in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo? What's up?
Me, I'm just wondering, man.
What's
You know,
up, Sam?
it's fun, you know, to make up these things and pretend like we know what we're talking about as far as who's going to be the badass. Every year I predict badasses, and I usually come up short on that stick. I knew Brock Purdy was going to be fine, but some of the other guys that did a good job last year, CMC is a no-brainer. What, man, you know, when you think about it, I thought Debo was going to tear ass. He hurt my feelings. But then, Pop, what are you thinking?
You know, it's a unpredictable sport, right? It's unpredictable.
Always.
We don't know. I mean, we like to think that we know. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, I've been on the fence with Brock Purdy since the very get.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that he's the most important, crucial player that the 49ers have right now. I think that if he goes down, season's over.
Uh-oh. Don't even talk about it. Oh, my God.
I'm not going to talk about it. All I'm saying is
Oh.
that's just the reality. But that's the reality for most NFL teams.
Actually.
So yeah, I expect Brock Purdy to be better than he was last year. He needs to be better, especially in the playoffs, where his rating, which was in the regular season about 113 or something like that, in the playoffs was in the 80s, and that's not championship football.
No.
Although you know he played well in the Super Bowl, he got there. It wasn't easy. And it's going to be even more difficult this year because typically Super Bowl losers have a rough go at it after, you know, losing that particular game. But he's the main person. You know, I think that if you lost Debo, I think the team would still win some games. I think if you lost Nick Bosa, the team would still win some games.
But we did. I just realized we did that year. Nick went down. We still won some games.
They were still like number 5th defense.
Yeah.
So I think right now the poor decisions in the early parts of the NFL draft have really cost them. In 7 years, I believe out of those 7 years that they've drafted, I want to say in the first 2 rounds, they've probably taken, you know, I don't know how many players, but most of them have been defensive linemen. And at the
Guaranteed, that's right.
Right. At the current state of the team, we only have one drafted defensive lineman with the team. Well, 2, but technically 1. So we have Nick Bosa and then we have Drake Jackson.
Oh yeah, who's probably on thin ice too. So yeah.
Right. And plus, at this particular point in time, you know, there's just some teams that just kind of mess with us. They just mess with us. And we don't know that they're messing with us, Ronbo, but they mess with us. You know, Kansas City, you know, it's like, here's D Ford. They'll give you a deal.
Oh, man.
Still paying for that deal. They don't beat us in 2 Super Bowls.
Oh.
You know,
you know, years of payments. Yep. And he wasn't even playing.
We signed Nick Bosa to this massive deal, and they just hold him in the Super Bowl. So it's like Kansas City just messing with us, and then to top it off on Pacific Heights, the Kelsey brothers just laughing at us for taking the ball first in overtime. It's hard, Ronbo. It's hard to get over it, but I'm trying to move forward.
But the thing is, if I could do a comedy video, I'd have you narrate in that fashion and have these little scenes, Nick Bosa being held, D Ford sitting at home having a sandwich, and they run the money above the screen as to how much he's getting paid while he's sitting at home. He has a sandwich, you know. I said, you know what?
But
look at this.
They made the adjustment, though. That's what I'm saying. Remember, the first Super Bowl that Nick Bosa was in, he was all over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He was blasting him. This down after down, he was getting blasted with clean hits. And you know what? Someone sat down and said, you know what, this can't happen no more. We got to take care of Nick Bosa.
Yep.
And then worried about Nick Bosa, they got tore by Tampa Bay, and they got, okay, that's enough. Enough of this crap. So we were building a line. So we haven't got there yet. The 49ers don't really value the offensive line.
Apparently.
So obviously I'm looking hard, you know, at Brock Purdy because he's going to have to carry the line like he did last year. He made that line look good last year. He got rid of the ball. He got out of trouble. He seldom held on to the ball. He really played
process as well. True.
Awesome quarterback. And like I said, if he had a better arm, if his arm was like as good as Kirk Cousins, people would be just like, oh, he's the number 2 quarterback in the league and number 3, and he needs $65 million a year and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. But, he's still going to be Mr. Irrelevant until he wins that ring, in my opinion. But I believe in Brock. I love the underdog. But to me, it's all about Brock Purdy because guess what? I have no idea who they got blocking on the right side. Is it going to be Pearsall? Who's it going to be? Who's blocking on the right side? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be Juice? Because Juice makes more than the right tackle. Is it going to be Juice Ronbo? Who's blocking on the right side?
Who's blocking for him? That's $1,000 million question, and I wish I knew. That's not going to get out until the game time. But I'll trust Juice. I don't care who's on the other side of the field. If there's an assignment that's going to be executed and ran perfectly, Kyle Juszczyk is your man. Him and George Kittle.
If he's the man, then let him start at right tackle. He makes more than the right tackles do.
He needs to be in a situation, though, where they're moving.
Let him earn his money.
Let
him earn his money, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Ronbo, I've been watching football for a long time. I've never seen a fullback be paid more than most of your offensive linemen. Have you?
No, but I've never seen a Kyle Juszczyk either. To be
I'm not saying that he's not all that. I'm not saying he's not all that. But what I'm saying is that there were some games last year Homeboy's uniform didn't even need to be washed after the game.
Listen, that's okay because
that's what I'm saying.
Juszczyk's on assignment the whole time. He's a man on a mission from the first snap until the last snap of the game, and when he's on the field. So he's so instrumental, and the things that he does to make Kyle Shanahan's madness look even more effective is underrated. He doesn't. I'm telling you, he doesn't get enough love.
He is mad. Kyle Shanahan is absolutely insane. He is insane.
Yes,
I will give him that. I will give him that. And sometimes crazy can get it done. I hope that crazy gets it done this year because this year window, the Super Bowl window closes this year for this group of players. And it's up to the 49ers to open that new window with Brock Purdy and his new supporting cast. So we shall see if Purdy is all that. We shall see if McKivitz gets better because we hope he gets better because he's going to start. We just hope that. We hope that that's going to happen. And then more importantly, we really hope that Brock Purdy gets better and stays healthy because he's pretty smart. He seems to take very good care of himself. I don't have an issue with McCaffrey. Have you ever seen his workout videos, his training regimen? He's prepared. I don't think he'll get hurt.
He inspires me. I mean, every time I look at his workouts and I go work out, I feel like whatever I'm doing ain't nothing, and I try to push it. I said, look at CMC.
They got those two dudes.
God.
They got a shot. You don't worry about Trent, but I'm not worried about McCaffrey. I'm really not. I've never seen a football player train like he trains. I just haven't seen it. Plus, they've changed the rules, the tackling rules this year, so you can't drag people down by the waist. So you got to hit them up high.
Yeah.
So that should be a little bit less wear and tear. But it is dramatically disappointing that I think that Kyle needs that assistance on the sideline that he used to get from McDaniel. He doesn't get that assistance anymore.
I don't know.
It's all Kyle.
And somebody have nerve enough to argue with him in those closed door sessions. But you know what?
Exactly.
We just need to be glad we're not playing the Ravens this year. With that new rule about tackling, look for – oh, my God. Derek's going to have two – man, hey, Patrick, boy, I got news for you, buddy. Oh.
And for the love of God this year, will somebody please spy Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? Can someone just spy him in the fourth quarter? He's going to run. I know he's going to run. How come everybody's all surprised when he runs the ball for 20, 30 yards?
Russell Wilson
in
used to
the
do the
fourth
same
quarter.
thing. We see him twice a year. In both games, he do the same thing. He set the 49ers up. He bait them to sleep like he throw the ball. And then as soon as the entire wave runs on by him, he takes off 30, 40 yards. Russell Wilson. Niners, you do this every damn time you see Russell Wilson. He does that same stupid play. When are you guys going to wake up to that and stop? I lose it. He does it every time. Patrick does it now every time as well.
Dude, I don't want Shanahan fired. If you have to move on from him, you can trade him and get first-round draft picks because the NFL is that stupid.
Well,
okay, but the reality is that this year is like Super Bowl. Last year was Super Bowl or bust. We had a down Kansas City team that scored 19 points Super Bowl. We should have won that game.
Don't review it. Come on now. Listen, we're gonna go.
Let's move forward. Let's move forward. We got this year. Every game we're favored, right? Every game the 49ers are favored.
Pissing every team off that we're
playing. So that should be your first round
bye. Them up.
That should be your first round bye. That should be your first round bye. Okay? So we get the first round bye, Ronbo. We're at the crib. Yeah. We should be able to protect the house, Ronbo.
You would think.
And then we should go to the Super Bowl again, Ronbo. Now, these are the corrective measures that we must do. This time in the Super Bowl, Kyle, don't show up to the press conference drunk or stoned, whatever you was, mess around with Lil Wayne.
Before the press conference?
He got he's got to improve his confidence. He cannot be kicking it with Lil Wayne who get you high as hell or drunk as hell or both.
We gotta go, Bob. We're way over. I see you midweek though, and I can't wait to see you.
All right, Ronbo. All right, man. Shout out everybody in the chat. All three Tonys. Especially that Tony, that dude in Atlanta. That dude can talk some football. I give it to Tony. I don't like your Falcons though, Tony, but you can talk some football.
All right, Bob. See you in a few days. Night, Bob.
Falcons calling on the 49ers line. The hell what's going on here? I'm going to call the Falcons line. I bet you ain't nobody there. I'm out. Okay. Ronbo. I'm out.
Bye.
Anderson. Who is this? Is that Pop? Pop's working, playing his guitar.
No, that's Boom Boom playing guitar, dog. I get ready for the studio this week.
I said, look, really? I'm impressed. All right, Bob. Anderson, come on in.
What's up, man?
Man,
going down. What's up, Ronbo, man? You all right?
Anderson, here's the thing about us, man. All of us here, that we've been talking like this for a long time. We have been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you go all the way back to the time it took us to get to that 2019 Super Bowl and all the things that have happened since then up until now. You know?
Man, it's all Bill Benefit's fault.
I know. It's
all Bill Benefit.
Benovich has been involved, hasn't he? And too many times.
He referee all the Chiefs games. He been letting them get away with all kind of stuff.
I bet he lives in Kansas City.
Them bastards, man. Yeah. But we got it this year. In the last caller, we don't need to spot Patrick Mahomes. We need to take him out. We need to not take him out.
Anderson, I just realized something. Do we have a ref in the NFL that seems like he leans in our direction? I'm trying to. Is there?
Nope. I don't think so.
No, we don't have one, do we?
I doubt it. We supposed to have the linebacker who used to play for the 49ers. He was supposed to help us out in the Super Bowl. He seemed like he went against us.
Oh, that's right, huh? I forgot about they talked about him a lot.
Remember that?
But I'd forgotten amongst that he had even been on that team. Because I remember they made a big special about that, and I was delighted. But you know what? That happens, Anderson. That kind of a guy is going to do his best to make everybody know that he's not playing any favoritism to the point where he goes too far. Yeah, that's what he had to do. Yeah.
True, but we should. I think this gonna be a better roster this year with that running back we got Isaac Guerrero. Oh man, we should do way better. So McCaffrey can sit down.
Sometimes at least. This is a better team.
Yeah, and
When you look up
Yeah,
and
this a
down,
better team.
yeah. And as
Yeah.
far as
And I
Brock
like it.
Purdy, oh man, Brock Purdy has had a chance to work out. He's not coming off a rehabbing arm. I look for
Yep.
Brock Purdy to tear things up. We'll see, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure about it.
Me too. Because I see with Kyle Shanahan, with all the speed we picked up, I can see what he's doing. I can
Yes.
see what he's doing. It's like I say, man. I got to go back to when he was with Atlanta. He had a lot of speed.
Yeah, he
He
did.
scored a lot of points.
Yeah, they did.
So I can see him going back to that. Because if he passing, because that's what he did with Matt Ryan. He's passing. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
legitimately
I feel
make
he
that
gonna
run
mix
game
it
even
up.
better. Because if the
Yeah,
lanes
I
are
feel
open
he
up
gonna
that
mix it up.
pass game, yeah. Now you can get McCaffrey can really get off. Actually, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
He does surpass last year's OPY stats for that reason.
Yep. And just imagine, you know how Kyle Shanahan would do the crazy plays with Debo in the backfield. Imagine with Debo and McCaffrey in the backfield, and you got Purcell and Ayuk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And
You know what I'm saying? Or you could put the speed dude, who was that?
Cowing.
Hell, you might as well put Isaac out there on the route. He got some speed. That dude
No,
fast.
that's what Kyle's got to do.
And
He's
Jacob
got to be a
Collins.
little
Them
more
dudes
diverse.
fast.
I agree. You know, you got Cowlings quick. You got quickness all over the field now, but you got Debo to just beat people to death. I think you catch Debo running across the middle of the field doing some slants. Now, if you got Debo in open space, you know what that's like. You can't drag him down from the waist down now. Uh-oh! If you don't grab Debo below the waist, you could get hurt.
Yep. And that defense, man, I expect that defense to be on a whole nother level than it was last year. I expect them to be way better, especially in the secondary. I expect the secondary to be off the chain. Hufanga and Jair Brown back there. Oh yeah. I expect them to, because wasn't they together on the field one time? And I think
early in the
who
season,
was that?
that's right, huh? Just a few minutes.
Yeah, before he got hurt, they was on the field together and they did good. It was him, Demo, and
was
Simpson, Tavares Ward.
Was Tavares?
Yeah, they shut it down.
You can always depend on him, except for that Minnesota game. That was last year, though.
Yeah.
Tavares has got how many picks did Tavares have last year? He really went up last year. Tavares changed his game at least.
But say another thing, and when my boy Fred Warner, stop letting the ball sail over your head.
No,
I know he could man. My boy missed so many picks. Man, I think he had at least 3 of them. He could have had at least 3 of them in the Super Bowl. The ball went right over his head.
Yeah, he gets fooled every now and then. When Fred is he gets caught charging.
That was when Greenlaw got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greenlaw was still up, we would have won. But it's all good.
That's right, because Travis Kelce would not have been a factor. He got off of the second half.
Nope.
Not the first.
Yep. And I feel like I always say that's the only person you really need to shut down is Kelce, because he ain't gonna be able to get nobody else open. If Kelce can't get open and manipulate the field so the other receivers get open, he ain't gonna have nowhere to go. That's all we gotta do is stop Kelce.
And Cherie's going to jail. And who else? The guy's wide receiver.
Yeah, damn,
Cole came back.
Worthy guy now. That worthy guy now.
Oh, what am I thinking? Oh my God, Bills! I'll never forgive you for that.
That's because they went after a boy from Louisiana.
Which one? Leggett?
I can't think of his name. I can't.
Are you talking about Worthy?
Worthy
go to the Cardinals? Who's this? Oh man.
They passed up Worthy to get that other dude from I forgot where he came from, somewhere in Louisiana. He's from Louisiana.
The one who broke a world record in the combine. I know. All I know is they got him.
I don't know why they let Kansas City get that dude, but it's all good. We're gonna stop him because I was in Louisiana today I was in Louisiana today at some of my godson's graduation. They was telling me, they was like, oh man, they saying that dude, he way better than Worthy. Worthy ain't nothing. Worthy, you hit him one time, he gonna drop that ball. He can't take no hit.
No, that's true. You can bounce him around on the line of scrimmage, antagonize him, intimidate him. He can't run. After a while, it gets into his head, especially if you hit him and talk trash. Come on back, I'm gonna hit you again, and this time I'm gonna hit you harder. It's a game they're gonna play, and he's gonna get lit up, and let's see how much of this he can take. It's gonna be interesting to watch the Chiefs, what they look like in the first 5 games next year.
Yeah, and as for Ronbo Bell Jr., Ronbo Bell, he got 2 touchdowns and shit.
I thought so.
Kyle Shanahan, he could have had a better season. Kyle Shanahan should let him play receiver. He didn't play. He wasn't none of the other stuff. He was running back. Kick returner, but he was a starting receiver. He should have been playing receiver. That's how you get good. He could. I think he would have been an X factor for us in the Super Bowl if he would have used him right.
Yeah, he's afraid to use his youngsters. I don't know why. Anyway, always a pleasure to talk to you, fam. We're gonna go, and I'll be back midweek, and let's see what develops. Things are picking up in Santa Clara now.
Shout out production, Empire. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man.
Oh, thanks, fam. Looking forward to talking to you shortly. All right.
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael's going great, man. As I always like to say this time of year, the 49ers aren't pissing me off. I'm fine because you've got great expectations now. Yeah.
If 49ers pissed me off, and then I got to get a new phone, because did my daughter tell you what happened this morning?
Did you slam it against the wall?
My battery phone blew up.
Ooh, no.
She
may have been talking about that.
Yeah, my battery blew up.
What kind of phone?
It blew up. Right.
What kind of phone do you have?
It blew up. Yeah. Note 9. I have a phone from 2018. I kept it this long. My daughter's mad. Her and her mom are mad because I never upgraded it. I kept the phone for 6 years and never upgraded it.
No, I mean,
you use it too much. Yeah.
That's not an iPhone, though.
Yeah. No, it's an Android, Note 9. Okay. No, it's an old, I never, she has an iPhone. I won't take iPhones. iPhones are not my type of team. I like my Android. I like much like my 49ers.
Yeah. Android phone's fine. There's some that aren't bad. You just have to.
No, iPhone and they're both good. I mean, I like my storage and I like to watch movies and But and then the Knicks lost today. Poor Knicks.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they got beat. And Minnesota won, so they're moving on. They're playing Dallas, and Celtics are playing Indiana.
That's going to be fun. Both series are going to be fun to watch. Actually, they got the right matchups. Because
I was watching on YouTube. Yeah, I was on YouTube today, watching some of the rookies. Show Ricky Pierce on YouTube with the rookies and all that. Yeah. He looked all pumped. He was ready to go. He looked good. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll. I got a feeling he's going to get some burn this year too. So we'll see.
I think he's going to do good. I think all our receivers are going to look good. I think they're going to know, like Debo, and he knows it. He wants to make the bag. He's got to prove it. Make some, earn it. Make some touchdowns. Make some plays. You get the bag.
I don't know. You know what though, Michael? Debo might have gotten his last bag out of Santa Clara.
That might be. Yeah, I think he's going to go. I think the Niners are planning on replacing him with Ricky.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be. I think Debo's going to go. I think Ricky's going to take over. And Ayuk is going to stay with us. He's younger. He's better.
He's
for,
coming off rookie contract.
Purdy.
He gets resigned.
No. Ayuk is going to stay, and I hope we resign next year with Jennings.
I know, right? Everybody. Jennings is the people's wide receiver. I want him to stay too. I don't know. He could get paid better from other teams.
I think there'll be teams like the Patriots. There'll be teams that would like to have a receiver like him. Maybe you never know.
Anytime you want a receiver that just fights for yardage and fights to break free. I mean, he's such the complete package. And he's our fourth option.
He's a great receiver. He's a great option for throwing like that touchdown in the Super Bowl. Oh, he's a great option.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. I couldn't believe it. Oh my
shot,
God.
Perfectly placed.
Right over the red jersey of the Chiefs. And I just can't wait for week 3 when we go to L.A. to stomp them right in Ruby's house. We're going to stomp the Rams. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait.
Well,
That's the day I put it on my calendar. The Rams aren't going nowhere. The Rams they're like Rams there. No. They got 2 senior citizen quarterbacks. They got 2 old quarterbacks.
And
they're going to have to draft a quarterback. They're going to eventually have to draft one down.
I was getting ready to tell you, they need to draft a quarterback, and they still got holes. I mean, they got a lot of holes. It's not they overpaid their offensive linemen.
They got more holes. They got more holes than I see in donuts.
Yeah, but I mean, it's you know what though, they will be competitive though, because their offense is still not bad.
Yeah,
but they could be had.
What happened if they lose both quarterbacks? Who's next? Oh, the next Tom Brady?
I'm glad you asked. It's Stetson Bennett Jr. No. Stetson Bennett the third.
Yeah. Well, see how he looks out there. He's not no Brock Purdy.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
So,
or they're going to try to call in. Yeah. No, I just can't wait. Practice, all that stuff is coming up. Everything. Yeah. I can't wait.
Well,
I just can't wait for football season to start.
That's next week.
Yeah. I know I watched a little bit of the UFL today. Watched a little bit of that too, but it's not like as good as the NFL. The UFL.
Yeah, those guys who couldn't make it in the NFL. So,
I mean, some of those guys, but maybe some of those guys could. There's one kicker that's supposed to be good. There's NFL scouts looking at him. There's a kicker from one team out there. I think it's from Michigan, the UFL Michigan team. I heard there's a lot of NFL teams looking at the kicker. Oh, good. Go for him. He's good.
The kickers, you can always go after the kickers because kicking is just, it doesn't require, all kickers do kick the same. It's all between your ears is whether they're good or bad.
Yeah, they can't be as bad as the Cowboys kicking, making all those field goals.
He's one of my favorite guys. They didn't have him last year, though. Didn't the Cowboys get a new kicker last season?
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how good Atlanta looks on the field when I watch them live in my own eyes. I'll be thinking of Tony Wright, man. And there's one ATL, man. And trust me, remember, you're not taking over ATL. You're not taking over.
They're stacking talent, too. The Falcons really are. The Falcons just, all they need is a defense. They've had an offense for 2 or 3 seasons. They just need a defense, and they've been working on that.
I think Atlanta's going to be better than the Rams this year, I think. I think they're going to prove a little bit better than the Rams.
It's too bad they don't. I don't think they play this year.
No, because the Rams are afraid to play them. Well, so next year I think they play them.
The Rams called and said, no, we're not playing the Falcons.
They might meet up in the playoffs. Maybe they might meet up in the playoffs as a wild card. Maybe. You never know. They come to Atlanta. If the Rams and Atlanta make the playoffs and we get the number 1 seed, the Rams will have to go to Atlanta in the playoffs because Atlanta, if they win their division, they get a home bye. They get a home field for the first round. So maybe you'll see the Rams going over to Atlanta, and then Mr. Tony Wright will say, "Bye, Rams, go home."
They're
never know.
They're
Maybe Cousins got to stay healthy. Yeah. Cousins got to stay healthy and not get hurt, and I think they'll be fine. And then if you're cooler,
should be interesting. The whole NFC West should be interesting.
The NFC West, it's like going to the Wild West in that division.
Although
it's like going to the Wild West. Yeah.
Scrappy division, but there's still teams that need to do some work. But you know what? The Cardinals are coming on. Another 2 seasons, they'll be ready.
Watch out for the Cardinals. Cardinals could be a team that could beat us one game or beat somebody one. You got to watch them. You never know with teams like that. We can't take them lightly.
2 seasons from
Seattle,
now.
We can't take them lightly.
Yeah. It's going to be a toss-up 2 seasons from now. Yeah.
Yep.
2 seasons from now.
Injuries and weather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we just got to watch these guys. We can't take them easy. I know we're favored to every 17 games, but there's going to be some trap games. There's going to be games with injuries that could occur, and we don't know what the weather's like. We could have a bad winter this year. We don't know what the weather's going to be like in the East Coast. We're due for a bad winter in the East Coast, New York, Buffalo, and all that, Connecticut. We're due. So we don't know. We hope not, but we don't know. It's all about the weather.
And
injuries.
2 months. What does it start? Into July, August, it starts to get cold in the East. Actually, September is still kind of okay. October. Winter comes early on the East Coast.
Yeah, we had snow here on the East Coast in October one time on Halloween. On my dad's birthday, there was snow. On October 31st was one time we had snow.
That's just mean.
It's all about Mother Nature up there. Is she going to be on our side or against us? It's up to her. That's it. It's all about Mother Nature. It's all about God. He takes care of the weather. He tells us, main thing is you wake up every morning and be blessed.
Well, get ready December for Buffalo. Okay, you're going to love that.
Oh, I can't wait for Buffalo and Green Bay.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Really?
That's when I have my heart monitor going. Get my heart machine going.
Yeah. Why are they bring them to the West in that time of year?
Okay. I think we'll beat Buffalo. We run on them and hand to their quarterback. We'll be all right. I believe in us beating Buffalo. Kansas City will just have to play smart and not worry about Taylor Swift and her, she'll be down there. Don't worry. She'll be there in San Francisco.
Michael.
She'll be sitting there all red.
Michael.
Mahomes' wife will be there. And,
Michael, we never play Kansas City smart, okay? That's just not going to happen.
Nope.
We just don't.
But
it'd be nice if we started this year.
Smart, man. This year, 2024, let's beat the Chiefs and let's play it smart and let's hold the lead, not blow the lead. We got to play the cards right. Don't screw this one up.
Anyway, Michael, we're going to go. I'll see you midweek, and let's see what's cooking in Santa Clara then. All right?
Shout out to 49er Brian. Shout out to Tony Wright. Shout out to Nikita. I know my daughter's probably in the chat.
Yeah, she's a regular now.
Ronbo.
All right, fam. Have a great night. Here's Michael. And hello, Kathy. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I figured this happens all the time. Your ID says you're using somebody else's phone. Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What is your name?
My name's Kyle.
All right. Hi, Kyle. Come on in, man. We're.
I'm a first-time caller.
Well, Kyle, I'm delighted. Pleased to meet you. Well, Kyle.
Nice to meet you too, Ronbo.
Well, thanks. We're sitting here checking out. We're sitting here checking out who indeed is going to be kicking butt this year for the 49ers as far as offensively, other than Brock Purdy. We already know that. Is Debo going to be okay? Is he going to play enough games? And is Aaron? Well, you know what? You got to look at. I figure we're going to have our best performance this year of all time from BA. Kyle Juszczyk, I like him as well. But hey, Kyle, enough about what I'm thinking. Who's going to be the guys that are going to be kicking butt this year on offense and stand out?
Oh, I'm going to say George Kittle is going to be dominating this year.
And I should be mentioning his name right along with the guys you can assume. Actually, you're right. He's another guy you can assume. You don't have to think twice about. Kittle always brings it to a game, and it always shows up. Exactly. Agreed. Go on.
And I think Brandon Ayuk, eventually we're going to sign him, and he'll kick ass again for us this year as well.
Hey, Kyle, though, do you worry, though, because after guys get paid, I don't know what it is, but every guy that's gotten paid, the 49ers wait too long to pay them anyway, but every guy that's gotten paid, his game fell off a little bit, just enough that you can notice. Every last guy, even Kittle. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Fred Warner, his game slid a little bit. Nick Bosa, that's not the same Nick. It's weird. So will B.A. still be B.A. after he takes that bag home?
I think so. I think he will, even though we've definitely seen that trend of players, falling off the wagon, as they say. But I believe Ayuk will. He'll end that trend, and he'll do really well for us this year.
I hope so. And Debo went all in the toilet and got flushed. He was so awful after he got paid. So it's a frightening thing. Oh man! But the guys are still hungry.
I'm just happy to be on the phone call with you, Ronbo. I appreciate it.
Kyle, thanks, fam. You get it here anytime you want to. Hey, Brock Purdy, what are you expecting out of Brock?
Oh, Brock Purdy's gonna definitely dominate this year. I expect good things. I mean, when he came in after Jimmy went down, I was worried, just like everyone else was. But he surprised me so much, and I feel like we'll be so great with him. It'll be awesome.
Kyle, and this is something that, do you think Brock Purdy has a noodle arm? I keep wondering why people keep saying that. What does his arm look weak to you?
No, I think he throws the ball pretty strong, and I wouldn't say he has a noodle arm. I mean, that's just all the haters and people in the media that are talking trash about him.
Well, we got a few of us that think he has a noodle arm. I guess if you're not throwing the ball as hard as Colin Kaepernick, you have a noodle arm. But I don't see it.
They want him to throw it like Kaepernick, that's why.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I like guys with touch. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but I like to see that ball hit its target, not at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but the receiver can handle it and go. And he doesn't get a lot of INTs. So I'm trying to understand. You know what, though? I do look forward to be stronger this year because he was able to rehab it and build strength this year. But I understand this constantly calling him a noodle arm. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I just feel like there's a lot of haters on Brock Purdy, and I think he's going to definitely prove everyone wrong, and we're going to hold that Lombardi at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brock Purdy. So it's like you got to manufacture things to get on about. But that shot that he threw last year between all those Seahawks and Brandon, I'll never forget that. That was one of the best shots I've ever seen. I've seen a lot. But that ball and the placement and the timing, as you know. And I thought about what the people always say, here's a noodle arm. What the frig is what kind of noodles are you talking about? Because that ball was on a rope and right to the right spot, exactly, perfectly floated right in with just enough touch. Ayuk picks it off, rolls into the end zone between 4 guys. I said, that's Ayuk's not going anywhere, for one, for that reason, because the chemistry between him and Brock is special. And number 2, Brock Purdy does not have fear. There's nothing I like about him. Remember every team that blitzed against him last year? Every week, we're going to blitz this rookie, drafted last in the draft, you're going to kick his ass. Okay, go ahead. And Brock ate up the Giants, the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Every team that thought they'd go out there and blitz Brock Purdy into the dirt got their butt handed to him. I love it. I loved him. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. I thought Brock Purdy played really well, and I really love Brock Purdy. I think he's a great quarterback for us, and I mean, I know, like, I was also a big fan of Jimmy Garoppolo. I know people hate him, but I mean, yeah. I even have a tattoo of Garoppolo, but I just had to. Like me being a first-time caller, I just want to tell everyone that I love Jimmy. So
no, I'm right with you. I never, you know what? Jimmy Garoppolo brought us out of the depths of the darkness of pure hell, and that's why I said I will never, ever hate Jimmy Garoppolo, and because the fact of the matter is, it is a combination of Kyle Shanahan and a better talent can belong, but I wonder where would we be had they not drafted him, and when they did, because Garoppolo came in with a personality and a command. Every guy on the team followed him. He had a presence in that locker room, and the team played really well. Remember, we ran the table at the last of that year when he first came in. And until he got hurt in that Kansas City game, the 49ers had already started launching a comeback. So I got a feeling if he doesn't get hurt, Jimmy Garoppolo might still be here, So I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Things are what they are. So we got Brock now, and him being the last guy is very dramatic. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
So, hey, Kyle, great to meet you. I'll be back midweek. We'll be looking for you. All right.
Yeah, I'll definitely call again. Thanks, Ronbo.
Thank you, Kyle. Night.
Hey, bye.
Hey, yo, Steven and the Bambinos. Steve. It sounds like a new group. Steven and the Bambinos. And Steven comes in and got a little Rome on the rhythm guitar. Hey, Steve, what's your little girl's name?
Scarlett.
Scarlett and Rome. It sounds like a band. And then Steven on lead vocals. until, another couple of years. Of course, now Rome will take over. I love to play with you and your family. It's so adorable. Hey, we got to put Mama Steven in there too. Steven, I'm telling you, man, I know you got some ideas because you've always got some opinions on who's gonna jam things up for the 49ers as far as offense goes. I know who you got, man. Who's gonna rank shoulders head shoulders above.
Believe it or not, I think it's not going to be any one of the wide receivers, tight ends, or even fullbacks. I think it's going to be offensive line. I feel like Purdy and our veteran that we signed are going to really show us oh yeah, look, we're back, we're ready. I mean, we're probably going to have a weak right guard just because that's where either Compton, or Burford, or a rookie that will take their place will probably go there. But we have a pretty solid center. We have a solid, left guard and left tackle. It's just our right side. So if we have that veteran and he actually does pretty damn well, which I'm hoping, I think he might, our offensive line is probably going to be best bar none. It's going to take away from the fact that, our defense has carried us for so long. Now it's our offense that's able to, just get more time. Brock Purdy is able to spot, better options out there. Like, let's say, instead of going to IU for a short route.
Without being pressured.
Exactly. So it's probably gonna. I'm gonna say our offensive line is gonna shine brightest. As much as I would love for Brandon Ayuk to really get out there and hit the gridiron and just do another 1,000-yard season, I think what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be so many weapons out there for us to utilize. Yeah. Like Juwan Jennings, Chris Conley. Yeah. Obviously Brandon Ayuk is being number one. He's gonna be wide receiver 1, or he might be wide receiver 2, depending on how the contract negotiations go. And they might move back, Debo back to wide receiver 1, which I hope not. I hope he's gone by June 1st.
Debo was WR1, wasn't he? At one point, he actually was. I never looked at him as a WR1. I looked at Debo as the guy who seemed to get the most receptions. So I guess that's you know what? You're right. But that's when we were just running that slant, and Debo would run across the middle of the field. Jimmy dropped it off to him. Brock did the same thing for a while. And then we started to phase more toward Ayuk, a little more. And then CMC came along, too. That ended Debo's stretch of, I'm the man around here. If the ball don't come to me, we don't go nowhere. And that sort of lessened a lot after Brock got there. CMC got there. So the question is, Stephen, and why do I ask you this question? I know what you're going to say. If you had to make a choice between CMC and Debo, it's not a fair question.
CMC 100%. Because you know why, Ronbo? The moment we got CMC on our offense, we went from good to great.
I know.
That it's just he is that kind of player that really made a difference.
Makes a huge
He's kind of like Deion Sanders, but on offense.
Yes.
And I make that reference because Deion Sanders, whatever team he went on, he made a difference.
Defense went up.
He was that man. So if for Debo to even come remotely close to that, he would have to really step it up. And the only reason why he did really well in the past was because people were injured, or Brandon Ayuk was in the doghouse, which both happened. So he was the next man up and the only man up.
Yeah.
Now,
but he would deliver.
Now that we're kind of fortifying, huh?
But Debo would usually deliver, though. I mean, the Hawks and Rams
he does deliver when he's healthy.
Debo. Yeah.
However, with this new wide receiver core, this new offensive line, and Brock Purdy kind of building chemistry with Brandon Ayuk, it looks like Debo is getting phased out. And, I hate to be that hater, but, my birthday's coming up in about 3 days from now, and my birthday wish is that we trade Debo or get rid of Debo by June 1st, so that way we can have money to pay everybody else. Because his contract hurts a lot more.
Steven, remember, it's all you get with getting rid of Debo too soon is dead cap.
Yep. But June 1st, I think after June 1st, you're able to get rid of him without the dead cap.
Well, a percentage of the dead cap goes down. I don't think it's completely erased, though, from what I remember hearing.
Hey, as long as we don't get hit as hard as we should, I think we'll be okay. The only reason why we have Debo now is because he's kind of like the OBJ of the team. Doesn't really do a lot, but he's OBJ. Yeah. So if anything, our offensive line is really going to step up, and it's going to show the league, like, oh yeah, we came back, we're ready. We fixed our, mishaps and whatnot. Hufunga's going to come back. And do I want him to replace Jair Brown? No. But do I see him and Jair Brown being side by side? Absolutely. Do I think Hufunga's probably going to play backfield, like further back than Jair? Absolutely. Dre Greenlaw, he's probably going to miss almost the entire season, possibly going into the postseason if we make it. Fred Warner is really going to have to step it up, because and it showed in the Super Bowl. Without Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner was average.
Yeah, there were times.
That's kind of scary.
Would you put Jair? I'd leave Hufanga in the box. We saw Hufanga get beat. Once a guy gets past him, it's over. And the camera seems to enjoy keeping that camera trained on Hufanga chasing guys down the field as they're making receptions. It makes me so mad. But Jair's got a little more speed.
And he's a lot more aggressive, and he can tackle. He can take people down, which is nice. That's what we need. So I would say, I would move Hufanga back, keep Jair in the box, and then go from there.
Okay.
Because if you keep Hufanga in the back, he can spot which routes are coming from far behind, so he can anticipate which angle they're going to go.
That's a good point. Do you think he's got better radar than Jair? Well, because Jair came out of school with the same resume.
100%. And I'm telling you, the reason why I think Hufanga has a better radar than Jair is because it's just, if you watch some of the highlight reels where we had, I believe, who was opposite before Tyshawn? Was it Jimmy Ward? Yeah, Jimmy Ward was mainly in the box, and Hufanga would always come back at the end. He's kind of like he's kind of like Fred
Jimmy
Warner.
Played center field.
Fred Warner is great on radar. I can't take that away from him. But, in terms of like being that stopping force like Dre, two totally different players. And Jair is more like Dre than he is like Fred.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting to see how they set. You could start creating packages back there, that secondary now. It's going to be interesting to see how the 49ers go around engineering. Because, remember when Ward and Jimmy were back there, they used to shift Ward and what's this? Who missed the pass?
Mosley.
No. The guy that missed the pass against the Rams and hasn't played any football since.
Oh my God.
Klosky T. Yeah, Klosky T and Jimmy used to switch back and forth all the time. Let's see what the defensive coordinator, defensive back coordinator does this year. There's so many things you could do to make get the ultimate performance out of that group now, because they've all got a system.
It's crazy because, the reason why Klosky T and Jimmy did so well is because Jimmy could cover. Jimmy could play his zone.
Yeah.
And he can also do man-to-man. That's what made him really good, because I think in college he played nickel and also free safety, but he would rather play free safety.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember before we even re-signed him back in 2019, he wanted to play that. But Kyle said, no, I'd rather have you in the position that you do well in.
Jim Everett for everybody.
You want to know something really weird, too, because the fact is, do you know Klosky T was one of the fastest guys on the team? I don't ever remember Klosky T getting beat down the field when he chasing. I never remember seeing that.
I don't think I've ever seen it either, but what I do remember was that he was extremely injury prone. And
shoulder. He had a serious injury every year. And Klosky, he had no hands. He'd had so many opportunities for picks, but he just couldn't make them.
It was brick after brick after brick. It was just, man, dude, come on.
I'm glad
hard. That
love that.
Oh, he hit like a monster, but if you can't catch the ball, the whole point of the game, Ronbo, the most important fact of the game is you got to catch the ball.
Yeah, takeaways are
important. You can't catch, then
you got to have it.
So honestly, offensive line is going to shine bright this year. Our defense is going to do really well. Brock Purdy is going to have more targets to throw to. I'll be real with you. I don't see Pearsall getting any kind of
a lot of
game reps other than probably being on special teams.
Yeah, he'll take punt return, but I don't know about anything beyond that. He's got Bill Debo's going down, your favorite guy. So man, who's going to come in? Is it going to be Ronnie Bell or is it going to be Pearsall? That's the thing.
Oh, that's going to be tough. Ronnie Bell's fighting for his life right now, as we all know.
I know.
He's fighting for a position to stay on the team.
So we'll find out.
And then Cowing is no joke. Cowing has been pretty much shining bright during the rookie minicamp.
I can't wait to see preseason, how this falls, the dust settles, who's going to be who, and who's going to get the votes. But anyway, All right, we're gonna go, and always great to hear from you, Stephen. See you later on the week.
All right, Ronbo, you take care. Have a good night.
You too, fam. Stephen and the Bambinos. Yo, Ellis. Hey, Red, we agree on that. Conley before Bell. I need to see Conley get some burn this year, but the 49ers might be thinking about just going with the youth movement this year. And Conley, with all that skill, may be a victim. And then we keep, Danny Gray. No. Wait, I'm sorry. Ellis has a thing about, he feels good about Danny Gray and thinks he's gotten a bad deal. Ellis, I'm just saying, we can't keep a 6 dudes on the wide receiver end. Ellis, come on in.
Hey, man, you know what? If Conley's going to perform better on special teams than Danny Gray, and he's more dependable when the ball hits his hands, then, Danny Gray's the odd man out.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, Ellis is fair.
I'm not biased, or I just would like us to, actually see what these guys that we get in these third rounds, end up turning out to. But between the running back problems and the bad running back drafting, besides Elijah Mitchell, and and Danny Gray, I think was he a second round pick?
I know it was early. Was it round pick? 2?
Shit, that's early. From out of SMU. Shit, we could have got him at like the third or fourth. He wasn't going to go that early, but for some reason,
And you know what, hey, Alice, here's something else too. If Kyle Shanahan is interviewing these guys and looking at the film and everything, Kyle, did you ask him if he has no problem with blocking? And you already know about his route running. Why did you draft him then? If Ricky, you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
if Ricky Pearsall has any of these things that he insists on, well, yeah. If Ricky Pearsall has,
before that,
that's the thing. But if Pearsall has anything short of what Kyle Shanahan likes, and he puts him in the doghouse, well, Kyle needs to get in the doghouse with him. If I'm John Lynch, Kyle, you get right in there with him. You know why? Because you and I both went over that tape, and I told you that kid was going to be coming up short, and you said just take him anyway. I mean, I wanted him and John to have them kind of conversations.
Yeah. Well, Pearsall's not coming in, beasting on the blocks. He will get in front of somebody though, and he will, try to, throw his body out there. He'll do more than Debo does.
Everybody's working Debo these days. So, I'm starting to feel sorry for him. But he's getting paid
because we see him on the tape. We see on the tape whenever the ball's not going to him, he starts,
lagging.
You know what I mean? He's like, he's like a loaf of Wonder Bread. Just
he's not like
soft and just
and stops. And not like Ayuk. Ayuk goes down the field looking for bodies. Debo does it.
That's how I used to play. Even at playing quarterback, I used to look for people to hit when the ball was going down the field. When my running backs and wide receivers on the opposite side. I mean, I was wild like that because I played linebacker my freshman year, and then I started QB the following year. But I just naturally had that instinct to want to hit somebody. I love contact. So Debo has no excuse. You've been playing wide receiver, you play running back. Especially as big as he is, it's inexcusable, man. So,
Alice, you remember they taught us that in Pop Warner. Hey, find somebody to hit! Find somebody to hit! You can hear him yelling. Debo, I don't know what he's thinking. God.
Yeah, you're looking around and shit, standing around. You're not going to hit nobody. You're not making no contact. You're not, involve yourself in the play. Even if the play doesn't necessarily involve you, involve yourself in the play. Put a hat on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So shit. If Danny Gray can come in and start blocking, I don't really want to hear shit about training camp. What's going to happen in the preseason when you get the snaps? Are you going to? I guess the only thing about training camp that matters is, are you even going to make it to the preseason? That's what's going to dictate whether or not you even make it to the preseason. So it does have relevance in that capacity.
You got to show something. So that's it. I say, because Ronnie Bell looked like Ronnie Bell I was so impressed with Ronnie Bell last year preseason. Whoa, what do we got here? Ronnie Bell is good, but he just has a couple of weaknesses. But I thought he'd iron those out. But he's still missing the ball. And but he can run route and make them miracle catches. Just don't throw it too high over his head. He can't jump. No timing.
Well, he's not tall. That's the thing.
Well, see, usually
he doesn't
guys
have
like that,
long limbs.
True, but they usually have timing on their leaps. There's guys shorter than Ronnie Bell that know how to time leaps. Ronnie's not. That's not a natural attribute of his.
Well, the thing of it is when you're delivering the ball, you got to make sure you know who you're throwing it to. So don't throw it high like you're throwing to George Kittle, like you're throwing to Brandon Ayuk. I mean, shit, Debo's not even going to jump really for the ball. You gotta put the ball no higher than Debo's shoulder pads. He's not really going to go up and get it like that either. You know what I mean? And shit, he's what 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't throw.
I never thought about his height.
6 feet or 6'1", from what I understand.
Yeah.
Can't throw a ball to Ronnie Bell like it's Juwan Jennings. It's about delivering the ball to the person the right way. Ronnie Bell is not tall. You can't throw him the ball that high like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes, QBs, the ball will sail if their mechanics are off. You know what I mean? So the delivery's off. And we expect guys to do shit that their bodies won't allow them to. Don't do that. Do it for somebody who can make that play. George Kittle's, the Brandon Ayuk's, yeah, man. Juwan Jennings, the guys that are can go up and get it because they got longer limbs, they're taller, they're bigger bodies. It just makes sense, man. 2 + 2 is 4. As it always will be.
Everybody cannot be D-Hop. Yeah. But we're gonna see.
But no, look. But Ronnie Bell will block, and I like him. I think if you look at it with the opportunities that he got, he what did he blow like a total of 2 or 3 plays out of a 20+ game season? That ain't shit.
You got Ronnie B
compared to compared to all of the opportunities. I mean, look at how many. Let's just say how many passes did Brandon Ayuk drop on the season? More than 3. More than 4.
Well, he's
probably more than 5.
Yeah, he had more.
Debo drops probably double that, or closer than that.
Debo, I never noticed until last year. You guys been pointing that out for a while now too. But he did have some stupid drops.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's not overanalyze and critique Ronnie Bell when he only had 2 or 3 mistakes out of probably the 20 snaps he had all season.
Right, he wasn't
an actual offensive play out of 20 plus games in the season or whatever. So let's just calm down. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. If it was between him and Danny Gray, unfortunately, Danny Gray would be the odd man out.
Yeah.
Let's not give up on Ronnie Bell, man.
No.
That boy got some dog in him. He's got more dog in him than Danny Gray does.
Yeah.
So let's keep
that's
the
why I picked
dogs
him
and get
of the
rid of the
6.
cats.
Yeah, he's one of the 6. I think Danny's got to be the guy that's got to leave, unless he just goes buck wild in preseason. We'll see.
And look, and if that's the case, and Kyle wants to give him an opportunity, cool. But if not, at least get something back for him. Get a 5th round pick for him or something. Which ain't shit compared to what we spent on him. And that's what's cold about not giving guys the opportunity. Maybe we go 7 wide receivers this year.
He'd be great on special teams. We need a gunner. Since Mostert left, we haven't had that bullet that comes downfield. But it's not going to be such a necessary thing now. But,
And Ronnie's good for that. Ronnie's good on special teams and attacking the ball. He makes some good plays on the special teams this year. Maybe not on the offensive side of the ball as far as him catching it. Really, I mean, he had like 1 or 2 good, I think, little possessions or whatever returns. But when it comes to attacking the ball on the opposite side, Ronnie made some really good plays, and he's not scared to go after nobody. So, Danny's going to be running around people. He's not running. He's not looking for contact. He's running from it like he's on offense. Like, no, dude, you're actually doing the tackling and the hitting right now. So
if I have to turn it around to him, he needs to leave. Ellis, we got a couple minutes left though. Who's going to stand out in this team? And are you ranking as to be the guy that's going to be the engine, the throttle, the thruster, the booster? Who's going to stand up way above everybody else? And who are the guys that are, who do you think?
As far as our rookies or just players in general?
The team, period. The guys, and you should stick to the guys that are on the regular roster. I mean, that are going to play.
Well, I think Dominic Puni is going to become. He's going to be taking somebody's job probably by week 5, if not sooner. I just see him outshining some of the offensive linemen that we have. They could start rotating him in and out with Feliciano if they decide to move Brendel off of center. I don't see Kyle doing that. I think Brendel will have to lose the job for somebody to come and take his spot for him to move Feliciano in. But Burford is probably going to have a hard time. McKivitz may lose his spot if he comes in soft, but he just got a contract too, so it's kind of tough to see. But I see Puni coming in, balling. Man, I know a lot of guys are talking about Jacob Cowing. I believe that he can do it, but if I had to pick between out of our 2 receivers, I think Ricky Pearsall is going to be good. I think he's going to be good for the offense. He's going to keep the chains moving. We'll be able to depend on him on plays where we don't have Jawan in. And then defensively, that safety from Wake Forest, I can't remember his name.
Safety.
He's.
I think
he's.
Renardo.
Yeah.
What's his name?
No, that's the corner. That's the corner from Florida State.
Oh, it's a corner. Who is this? We picked up.
I forgot his name. That safety from Wake Forest who's been getting all of the hype right now. He looks like a stud. He looks like he's going to come in and be like a Punisher. I think he's going to gel really well with Jair, and I don't know if Talanoa is going to be playing right off the giddy up, right from the giddy up, but we'll see what happens.
Oh,
so those are my 3 standout players.
Malik Mustafa. Yeah.
Malik Mustafa.
Well, somebody talk about defense today, but Malik, that's going to be really interesting to see because they're really high on him. But
yeah. Hopefully he can be something on special teams too. But we want to preserve these guys, and they want to become starters at some point, especially at that safety position. Let's maybe not get our guys hurt on special teams, but we do need a nice set of special teams rotational players. So we'll see what happens. But those are my 3 guys: Puni, Mustafa, and Pearsall.
Right.
Everybody else is pretty much on the team. They're veterans. They've been there for a while. Hopefully Ronnie Bell picks it up, but I'm not going to put him in the list right now.
All right, Ellis. I'm going to see you midweek.
All right, family.
And see what develops. Hey, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That game, how did your daughter do? Did she win? Did they win?
Oh, man. No, look. So their starting pitcher played travel ball, and her mom didn't let her play in the championship game to play. Instead, she made her play travel ball because she plays travel ball on Saturdays, and that team hasn't won any games all season long. So her mom made her play on the travel ball with the travel ball team instead of playing for her championship team, who was 12-1, and they ended up losing. They just didn't have any continuity, man. They snuck up on them. They beat this team earlier in the season. They actually whooped on them, but in the championship game, they just didn't have it together. And that player missing was really key too as well. So they ended up losing.
It sounds like blame mama. I don't know, what is she thinking? She doesn't understand sport.
Hey, there were some parents there that were pissed. They were all talking about it. They were like, I can't believe that this lady took her daughter to go play for a team that hasn't won any games, and then to miss the championship game. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. They had a great season, and they got a tournament game on Tuesday, so maybe they can get close out with a dub.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right, Ellis. Give her my best.
I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for asking, fam.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
When we coming back?
Midweek.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it's always Wednesday or Thursday. I got to figure out Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Yeah, so we are.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hopefully you come back Wednesday, man. That's my birthday, man.
Oh,
so
I got 2 birthdays
bring it
coming
on
up this
back
week.
Wednesday if you can.
All right.
Yeah, if you can, bring it on back. All right, fam.
I'll mark it down. All right. Night,
Shout out
Ellis.
to the family. All right. Hit that like, subscribe. You know where you at. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all know who you are. And let's get it, man. We almost here.
It's almost time. Yes. All right. We go get it.
All right.
Season opening.
Peace.
Night, Ellis. All right. And well, Oh, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show.
What's up, Ronbo?
Show, man. We're just sitting there, man. I'm looking at some of the offensive production that's expected out of the offense this year. And Show, you probably know better than anybody that they're going to be waiting for us this year. Every team we play, that target on the back of that 49er uniform is going to have guys playing above and beyond the call of duty. Guys are going to be looking to make a name of themselves, be able to walk around with a chest stuck up. Yeah, that's the main reason why we beat the 49ers. Mess with me. This is going to be a rough year. But we still got to have some guys that step out beyond the maniacs and get it done. Who are those guys?
Yeah. Well, before I begin, do I sound whiny to you right now?
No. Have people been describing you as whiny?
Yeah. Just making sure because the sense of beers out there kind of have a little.
You're part of a group. Jalen gets called a whiner. Papa Dragon has been accused of being in that group. There's several people that come in, and I've tried to discourage people. I said, look, guys, people are allowed to their opinions without being called names. So So.
I don't care about being called names. I'm just like.
Are you really whining?
I've been doing this since 2017, since I've been calling in the show, and like people are like all of a sudden shocked that I'm my true self. I don't sugarcoat shit. I express my opinions like everybody else on here. It's been. And I'm called a whiner, and we haven't won a Super Bowl, and I have. What do you expect me be positive all the damn time? No, that's not how life works. Number one. If people haven't realized that by now, then they've been living under a rock. But anyways, as far as the players goes, I think the ones that are gonna go and be above and beyond this year, hopefully, the ones who are currently under contract, I think Fred Warner needs to step it up this year. I think he's gonna go a little bit above and beyond because he's got to take over the lead. Pick up the slack from Trey Greenlaw.
Dre's got to fill that void. Obi thinks that way too. I agree.
Yeah. He is the alpha male, I think, on the defense.
Oh, absolutely.
The most vocal one on defense.
Well, he's out there. He's looking at the whole line. He's putting people in position to make plays. Fred is the thing. He's the connection in the helmet between the sideline and the players. Oh yeah, Fred's got a huge responsibility.
He's got the earpiece in him, getting plays called to him, and he's the captain for a reason.
Yeah.
So expect him to go above and beyond this year on the defensive side of the ball. And Nick Bosa better also be stepping up this year because he's been slacking off recently and hasn't been the same player since he's gotten paid. Like you said earlier, he needs to up his production. Granted, he did have double-digit sacks last year, which is great and everything, but he needs to get over those holds, which teams do so well, and get away with. And he needs to break away from those from those holding penalties that aren't called on us most of the time. And as far as offense goes on that side of the ball, I look for our right side of the offensive line to change a little bit during the regular season. I think John Feliciano is going to step it up a little bit, given that it's his last year with us, and he's going to show the ropes to whoever the potential right guard is going to be right after him. Going to be filling in the shoes for him when he leaves.
So, can we pencil Purdy in right now? You know why? Because Feliciano's already told everybody this is his last year. Clearly, the 49ers went and got Purdy because they were concerned about that, because Burford has made everybody mad. So, Burford's, I figure, is going to be added to the depth, and Purdy's probably going to take over. We need to watch him play first before we just anoint him as the king of right guard. But I bet it's him.
Yeah. So it's his last hoorah with us, and I hope he steps up this year and plays out his all, and given that he doesn't have anything to lose when he leaves, and because it sounds like he's heading into retirement after this year.
You're talking about Feliciano, right? Yeah,
Feliciano.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, though. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, you know what? I'm going to come back for one more burn. I want to be here to defend this title. I can tell he's one of those kind of guys, right? He'll do that. But Kyle's going to say, well, good, but we're going to go ahead and start Pony, and I want you to come in on certain situations, and if something goes wrong, I want you to be on standby. He won't mind. Guys, he looks like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah. And I don't know. George Kittle's on his last year of his contract with us.
Is he?
I don't know if we're going to extend him after this year.
Or could Grant Cohn be right in saying that George Kittle will not finish his career in San Francisco and that the 49ers will trade him for a first-round pick? Grant Cohn says some wild things sometimes, but now that we're having this conversation show, isn't that far-fetched?
No, not right now. It isn't, because 31, like I have said, in the NFL is the new 41. Especially for wide receivers and tight ends, because their shelf life doesn't.
True, but look at you got Cameron Latou and a couple other guys. I'm not sure if there's a such thing as another George Kittle. It's my only worry, and that may extend his time in San Francisco as well.
And that's another person I'd like to see step up too, is Cameron Latou, because we definitely desperately need a tight end too.
Can he step up?
Nobody stepped up. I don't know. That's the thing.
Cameron came out there.
He had a lot of mental,
and looked
apparently
just awful. And then he got hurt, and they shelved him for the rest of the season.
Yep. So those are my candidates as far as stepping up goes. Like, we need to find that tight end too. We're really, really bad because, like I said, I don't know if George Kittle's going to be with us very much longer.
Well, yeah, George Kittle's got 2 good years of football in him for sure. But you know what? Every position of real serious need. Did you think the 49ers were going to pick up Ricky Pearsall in the first round this year?
No, I was not expecting that at all.
How long have we needed a tight end, and we went to wait to the 3rd or 4th round to get him? You know, I can't figure out, and I always try, just it's such a challenge to try to understand what the 49ers are doing when they make these kind of decisions.
I don't understand how they would ignore that, though. Like, yes, we drafted 2 tight ends last year, and they sat last year, one on the IR, and basically one didn't even see any playing time. But I understand that we need to get their bodies NFL ready and things like that, but you need to let them play and get some reps and experience in before we can judge them and see if they deserve a roster spot on this team or not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can go and find their replacement.
And like Golden State Niner, Kittle's too old. We can't get a first-round pick. Well, what are we gonna get for him? You're probably right about that, Golden State. I'm just thinking big because I'm thinking George Kittle's been the premier tight end next to Travis Kelce. Anyway,
but he's been breaking down a lot. He's been breaking down a lot recently, since he's been past his prime. He's past his prime with us, I think. Like Steph Curry with the Warriors, his time is done. His best years are behind him, I think, with the Warriors, and Kittle's best years are behind him with the 49ers.
He's playing more cautiously than he used to, and that's a sign that he's aware of his mortality now too. So I'm not mad.
Yeah, I think he's going to go take his talents elsewhere after
WWE.
the season.
I can already see him.
Oh yeah, or the Titans, where his home is in Tennessee. Play 2 more years in the NFL.
Oh yeah, and then there's
call it quit.
Yeah, and then WWE.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he loves it.
Oh, absolutely. I think his passion is there. He loves football, but I think he's more passionate about wrestling right now.
Oh God. And, more power to him. He's very entertaining. George Kittle's a very entertaining guy. I'd love to see him in the booth, actually, too.
I'd watch WWE again if George Kittle went over there.
Oh, same here. I'm still going to do it if he goes in. I'm definitely, yeah. Oh, here he is, guys. We talked about this back in 2024, 23, 22, 23, 24. We knew George Kittle was headed to the WWE. There he is, vying for the WWE Championship of the world at SummerSlam. I can already see it now.
Him and The Rock going at each other. That was so fun to watch.
I know Rock refuses to stop coming back. And how many movies he's made? Do you know Dwayne Rock Johnson?
His movies are terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to say that.
Here's the thing. Some of those franchises he gets involved with, you know what they call The Rock? They call him the franchise saver. If your franchise is slowing down, Fast and Furious was starting to slow down a little bit. They bring Dwayne in and bring that guy from England in. Dude, he's another one.
Rock is a better actor at wrestling than he is in the movie.
Well, Rock's not made for acting. He's
a lot like Arnold. Arnold is better at weightlifting than he is acting.
Show, you're being too harsh. Show, you're the kind of guy. I'm in a movie with people and all of a sudden they're sitting there critiquing the movie for everything but what the movie's doing. Show, you got to appreciate The Rock for what he brings to the table. In order to play,
No, I can't.
To justify paying for that ticket at the booth to get in.
All right. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care and have a great night and be safe out there.
You too.
Shout out to Frank, man. Save me a sandwich, dude.
You always got
all right. Take care, all.
See you later in the week. All right. Night show. Oh, here he is. Oh, Jalen.
And coming to the stage wearing that soaking wet 145 pounds. Big Show's former tag team champion, Y2J. What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Jalen, you're a WWE fan as well. Y2J, you gotta be a fan to know about who he is.
Yeah, man, Chris Jericho.
You got some love tonight because somebody came in. Oh, that was Brian down in the South somewhere. Yeah, he was delighted to see that you had. You're not so unhappy that day that you came in and started out with your typical come on in, Cardinals, you're irrelevant, and the whole thing. That's such a good rant that everybody can't remember it. But that shows that Jalen is coming in not all the way pissed off. So you know what I'm saying?
See, Ronbo, I'm glad you did it. I'm going to do it just because I'm glad you noticed that. Cardinals, y'all are relevant. Damn, Rams, y'all some bombs. Seahawks haven't won a ring in 10 years and counting. Damn it, I know that can't be fun. See, Ronbo, I couldn't do it for some weeks because my soul just wasn't in it, Ronbo. My soul wasn't in it. But now I'm starting to get back on track. Just a little bit.
Oh,
just a little bit, Ronbo.
You'll feel better. Gene D, who's been absent for weeks, has been in here talking major poo-poo the entire night. I mean, he's been going off. Gene D. So what is that you say about Gene D at the end of the rant?
Oh, you mean
ain't won what in a long time, and I know
ain't won a ring in 10 years and counting. Yeah,
that can't be fun.
Yeah, that can't be fun, Ronbo. Yeah, Cliff got the boot. Pete still chewing on that goop, and Sean McVay play call like poop. It stinks, Ronbo. Yeah, man, I got plenty of.
David, looking at this roster, the guys that are established killers. Now, there's going to be some guys that are going to fall down in their production this year, maybe. Hopefully not. There's going to be some guys that rise up in their production this year. Who are you expecting to bring that hammer?
Who do I think is going to show out this year?
Who the guy's going to stand out, yeah?
Demo.
Jim Everett.
On the defense.
Everybody.
Demo. He's playing for, basically, Ronbo, anybody playing for a contract. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always like that. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Anybody.
Demo.
Aaron Banks is going to be amazing. He's a guy we need to lock up. Hands down, I'm thinking about it, Ronbo. We need to. Nobody's speaking about Aaron Banks and how we need to lock him up.
They do. Midway through the season, every now and then they pick one guy or two guys out, and they go ahead and negotiate a contract with him early before the crap starts. I bet you're right. If Aaron Banks is starting off good, he may get an early season contract.
Ronbo, when I tell you that doesn't even need to be even a second thought. Yeah, there's no way we need to let him walk.
There's not even be in position to, exactly.
Ronbo, has he even allowed more than 2 sacks in his career?
No, his record for giving up sacks is really good. He probably had a couple.
That kid is Ronbo. I know his rookie year. I know his first year starting, he didn't allow not one.
Well, now he didn't play in his first year. Remember, they had to get him in shape.
No, his first year starting. His first year starting.
I know for a long time he was just as smooth as Trent.
Yeah, Ronbo, man. Kyle, he always been consistent at the left guard. He had Lakin Tomlinson, and now he got Aaron Banks. You know, he always
that's
consistent
true.
at the left guard.
Trey, you listen to something. Nobody gives Kyle credit for these kind of things because we're always wondering about the failed picks. But Aaron Banks, I don't know if that was Kyle's pick or not, but you're right. Aaron's solid. And was Lakin Tomlinson.
That's somebody we can't let walk. They're hands down no thinking about it. Hands down no thinking about it.
How about Jake Brendel?
Kid is Brendel. See, here's my thing about Brendel.
Yeah.
See, the thing with Aaron Banks is we drafted him. He's a Niner. You know what I mean? We drafted him.
That's right.
So
Well, Brendel was in UDF. Wasn't Brendel a UDFA and we had him just sort of hanging around the facility?
I thought we picked him up from someone.
But I know he was on the practice squad for a long time. And all of a sudden, Jake Brendel, you talking to me? Yeah, get over here. You want to play center? Seriously? Yes. All right. And then that's how that story got started. I don't think Jake Brendel, if in anything, they may have picked him up off the street, laying in the gutter with a beer in his hand or something. But otherwise, I don't think he wasn't anywhere. We picked him up as a UDFA.
Man, Ronbo, what do you think they're going to do at right tackle?
With who?
Because right tackle. What are we going to do about right tackle?
Yeah, no, this we're all concerned about that, and
right guard.
No, I'm not at all worried about right guard. I got Purdy to back that up. I got Feliciano. Feliciano's not a bad right guard. In fact, he rated as on PFF.
Hey, Ronbo.
Come on, Jack. Come on, you know who Feliciano
Ronbo.
is.
No. I'm not finna let you keep doing this, Ronbo. And I'm not gonna let you. Matter of fact, it ain't your fault. It's these other fans coming in here diluting your mind. Ronbo, if these guys were good, Brock Purdy wouldn't have got the pocket collapsed on him in the Super Bowl.
That was
now clearly we need.
But by the way, Feliciano said the same thing you're saying to Burford, who did fail on keeping that one-man wrecking crew of the Kansas City Chiefs from getting to Brock or blocking his view so he couldn't throw that touchdown.
Hey, was Feliciano on the roster this whole year?
Last year? Yes. Remember, he made Burford sit down.
Okay. So where was he at that Vikings, Browns, and Bengals game and Ravens
You
game?
always got something for me. I went in a court of law, and I found out you're going to be the defense attorney. I'm not even going to come in. I mean, the prosecuting attorney. I'm not even coming in. I'll tell my client you're going to jail. That's it. No point going in and fighting with Jalen.
I didn't hear John Feliciano talking a whole lot when we were playing the Vikings and the Browns and we were losing to the Ravens.
Burford was out there at that time. How about that?
Well, I don't know whoever was out there, they weren't good enough, Ronbo. That's all the point I'm trying to make. Whoever we done had out there, they ain't been that good. If Feliciano wasn't out there, it's because he wasn't better than Burford, Ronbo. Let's be real.
Well, they're trying to groom Burford into being, you got to let a rookie play, especially offensive lineman. It takes a while for them to develop continuity. He can't develop continuity sitting down on the bench watching Feliciano play. So finally, it's true.
Ronbo.
They finally gave it up.
Same thing about
what?
A couple of years ago. You can't teach nobody sitting on the bench. But everybody said Trey had to sit and learn. Oh wow, Ronbo. Surprise.
You really should go to law school. You could counter any argument with a style. God.
I mean, now we're starting to realize we got to put these guys on the field. Duh. Oh, Ronbo. I know this ain't you, but you know this. But it's fans that come in here and they say this thing and it's like, come on, duh. Ronbo, we've had fans come up here and say, let them sit. They're not gonna learn these things. Let them sit. No, Ronbo, you gotta let those guys play. You're the only one that seem to understand that.
Well, the thing is, you can't let the man just totally ruin the team, though. If his learning curve is too high, you gotta wait. So,
okay, Ronbo, if his learning curve is too high, you can't draft him. Now, don't get it twisted. Do guys need some help when they come in the league? Yes. But this is not a developmental league, Ronbo. If he needs that much help, chances are the guy shouldn't be in the league, Ronbo. I'm not going to lie. Especially if you took him that high up. If you took a guy in the second round and you're worried about him hurting the team if he's on the field, he doesn't need to be out there, Ronbo. Let's be real.
Well,
he ain't ready. He doesn't need to be out there, Ronbo. You should be able to go out there and at least hold your own as a second round pick.
You would think so. How many guys have we had?
Yeah, so I mean,
in the first 3 rounds that are still with us. It's really amazing. And some of those guys are some of the worst picks of all time for the 49ers. Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas lead that class. And Dante Pettis drags in there as well.
Oh,
man.
God damn it, you owe me a fish sandwich. You owe me a fish sandwich. Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
What was it, Joe Williams, God, Trey Sermon. Hey, I'm not going to say Trey Sermon. Damn it, Roman, let me tell you something.
Yeah, I'm going to say Trey Sermon.
Wasn't a bad back.
He wasn't good.
He wasn't Kyle's kind of style. He wasn't Kyle's kind of back.
Yeah. C.J. Beathard, and Kyle still loves C.J. Beathard.
Yeah. Rombo, that's because C.J. had one of the best deep ball throws in the league.
Know, right? We agree on that. I tell you, C.J. could launch the prettiest downfield throws. I'm talking better than some of the greatest of all time. That ball,
Rombo, I promise you, man, he got some touch. I'm talking about a land clean in the breadbasket. It ain't gonna linger. Man, that thing it's like a Rombo. Y'all go watch CJ Beathard throw the ball, the deep ball. Man, that CJ Beathard would throw that ball, it'll hang and it'll just drop. Boom, right in the basket.
And all people, Marquise Goodwin. Boom! I said, oh my God. Remember we beat the Giants? That was CJ. That one game we had. CJ and Marquise.
He had to throw against the Packers, Rombo. He had a game against the Packers.
Oh, there's another one. Again, Marquise Goodwin and CJ. Man, that's all he could do.
That was a tandem. Goodwin that year, man, Goodwin almost had like 1,000 yards until the Rams, man, they damn near decapitated him that last game of the season. Man, oh my God.
He used to get hurt. God. Like all speedsters, they ain't got no power. They can't take a hit. Jalen, it's good to see you in a good mood tonight. I'm going to go, and we're going to see you midweek, all right?
It's getting better.
Good. I don't see you down and out too long. Good.
I mean, Rombo, you also don't want to see a 49er fan in their 20s with 3 Super Bowl losses. That's
I really don't. And it should have stopped this year.
I mean, yeah, it should have, but it didn't.
Okay, one more chance. They'll do it this time.
David
O'Neill says he saw Reuben Foster at a Walmart. Which one?
Rombo. Don't worry, Rombo, because at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. All back running around, so he don't need no rest.
Yeah.
And Gene, B, and Rudy can keep coming here crying, but the 49ers, we going to be the best. And let's not forget, y'all, Mama titty still in his mouth, wet behind the ear, breath smelling like Similac, face as bald as Mr. Clean. Nick Mullins beat the Raiders on national television. And it just wasn't some game that you can catch if you stayed in California in the local area. No, this was on Thursday night primetime football. Everybody in the world saw this. The people in the Congo saw it. Helen Keller saw it. The people on Mount Olympus saw it. The SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs played it at the Krusty Krabs. They saw it at the Bikini Bottom. Hell, all kinds of people saw it. The Scooby Gang saw it. Goddamn Nacho Libre saw it. Percy Jackson saw it. Rombo. Stevie Wonder saw it. The Predator from Predator versus Aliens saw it. Hercules saw it. Everybody saw it, Rombo.
And there goes Jalen. 49er Brian, get in here, man.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going tonight?
It's going well, as I keep loving to say, as I always, I appreciate this time of year, and I embrace it, because I know it's only going to last a few more weeks, Brian. I'm feeling wonderful. Why? Because we haven't done anything to change my mood. I love it. Oh, if we go 5-0, this euphoria just goes all the way into October. I will be the most grateful man in football times. It's asking too much, I know, Brian, but, we're going to get there. We're not, this is too good of a team. But people keep saying, you guys need to worry. What do you heard, Brian? You guys need to worry about the Super Bowl swoon. Every team that loses in the Super Bowl goes right into the toilet immediately the next season. Look, you know what? We already been there and done that. We have experience in that 2 times.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
And all these other teams have no experience. The Rams haven't been there for 3-4 years now, and we sweep them. How long has the Sea Trash been there? 10 years, and you got Gina D talking to us.
I'm glad you mentioned them in that example. You know what, though?
Yeah.
The Rams did set an example for teams coming out of the Super Bowl, but they won. That's what makes it even more funny. So it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's about how many games you played the previous year. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are the Seahawks famous for? 1 Super Bowl and a 1-yard pass that was intercepted.
And Richard Sherman's face when the camera zoomed over at him, and that was the most terrifying look I'd ever seen on a man's face.
And we all know how the Rams won that last Super Bowl. They bought all those free agents that year, and they barely squeaked by us.
And Burrow had a broken leg.
Yeah. Complete joke. Hey, I want to send a shout out to Jalen and Big Show. Hey, I'm starting a GoFundMe for with the Kleenex Corporation. I just wanted to know if anybody wanted to contribute to that. I'm worried about Big Show. He sounded a little stuffy tonight. I know it's allergy season, and I just want to make sure that he's ready for the crying and all that this summer, and because your eyes get itchy. Your eyes get itchy, Ronbo, with all the pollen and everything pulling around.
No matter
you
how
know
much,
what I mean?
I do, but no matter how much work, Big Show, you're only going to make him come back even more nasty next time. That's what I like about this.
Ronbo, hey, you know what? We can talk wrestling. We can get in the ring, whatever we want to bring. It's all good. We're all family, right? 49er family. We tough it out. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I love Big Show, and I love Jalen. I love the passion, man.
Wonderful dudes.
Yeah.
Hey, well, listen, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get them on the team now. Listen, the 49ers, you look at Brock Purdy, you look at Ayuk, you look at Debo, all the stars, the guys we filled. By the way, Rams, this is the guys that we filled up the Pro Bowl with. And which ones are going to be the guys this year? You see production falling off for Brock Purdy or Debo or anybody like that, or maybe Ayuk even.
Well,
how about But go ahead.
I hate to sound like a broken record, and I've heard other people talk about Debo tonight, but
it's true.
He needs to have a good season this year, Ronbo.
Well, he does.
I've been saying it for weeks. He's got to step up this year, and with that new improved offensive line, I'm hoping that we have. Maybe George Kittle doesn't need to throw around as many blocks as he has been in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's wearing him out.
And that'll free him up. Yeah. I mean, Kittle needs to be more utilized catching the pass. Because how good is he after he catches one? Oh my God. He drags half the opposing team with him when he catches one.
For at least 5 or 6 yards. And it hurts them when they try to tackle him. I love George. George goes, as soon as he sees a guy who's going to tackle him, George runs right at him. I said, man,
I will never forget that play when Jimmy threw him that ball against the Saints, and they were grabbing his face mask and just tearing him all up, and they couldn't bring him down. It was hilarious.
He refused to go down.
That's what I want to see George Kittle doing,
He needs more chances. So we might see that.
He doesn't get them, though. He's always helping that horrible offensive line of ours, It frustrates me,
It frustrates everybody.
And I think this year will change,
Yeah.
But,
that's why we picked up some couple offensive linemen. We're not getting enough. They're not getting enough much credit for that offensive line and the people they did add to it. But I want to see what they look like. Because that kid we picked out of Michigan that could play center. You got Pony. They picked up Hubbard here the other day. That could be an improvement on the right side. That big, huge kid they want to work out at nose tackle. Who knows? These guys might work out.
And if I was like people like Zerper or Chrissy Everett or this fake Trey Lance, I'd all be worried because our team is just too good for you guys to handle. And I know you're all at home crying in mama's basement, but it's going to be a really tough year for you guys. And the 49ers are going to go to the Super Bowl again. It's just a given. We've already been chosen to win most of our games this year. So
no, all of them, Brian. We're favored in all of them.
Yeah, and I know that's getting to you Rams fans. It's got to be. I mean, that means you guys are going to get swept probably.
Yeah.
Same with the Sea Trash, and possibly I'll give Arizona one game. I'll give them one game. They're a decent
But Tony,
team.
the people you're talking about, their whole existence as being fans is just a big exercise in futility. It's just not. It's just they could be doing something else because they're not going to beat us.
Yeah.
They're going to come in here and they're going to talk trash, and that's as best as you're going to do.
Yeah.
Beyond that,
And
suffer.
Ronbo, hey, I know some of my antics get to you, and I'm really sorry. I apologize. I don't mean to pick on Big Show and Jalen all the time.
Listen,
because they're fam.
No.
know.
I'm not mad at you, Brian. Brian, make that. I want to make that clear. No. You continue to be Brian. That's what this show's all about. This is a personality-driven show.
I appreciate that,
and everybody comes in.
But
here.
I will never back. I will never back down to these other chumps you got in your chat. You know.
Oh no. They're free
all
reign. No holds barred in that chat against those people. You guys, but you guys cannot mess with the Lady 49ers. I'm telling you right now. That's all I'm telling you right now. I won't get rid of you. You'll be out of the fight.
And that's what they do. They always go after Nikita and Charisse, and I get tired of that crap. They're a bunch of cowards, and they know they are. And you guys can call me all kinds of names, Brianna, 49er, Karen, Brian. I love it. Just keep bringing the hate to me because I just feed off you.
Do me a favor. I see you when you're telling me that, but copy and paste what they said, and then I don't have to go searching about what to find that post, and I will drop them. I'll drop like a bad habit. Okay. Anyway.
Oh yeah. But hey, Ronbo, I just want to tell you and the family, I always have love for you all, and Papa Dragon, all you guys. Tony Wright, Charisse, Nikita, Ray Jr. Hey, where's Josh 1? I'm worried about Josh 1. Wonder how he's doing. But, yeah, all you guys just rule, and I love the chance to come in here and talk a little trash and football, and we're going to have a great season, and it's going to be another Super Bowl run. I just know it, so I'm excited.
Gotta be. You know, your team's too good to be anything else, and the other teams are just not
I know.
Good. So, yeah.
No, we're just too stacked, and it's just going to be fun to watch. I just hope we can. The injuries aren't going to plague us.
Overwhelm us
and
like
stuff
they
like
always
that,
seem like to. But sing with me, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Brian,
God, no.
See you midweek.
All right, hey Ronbo, have a good night, and love you all. Take care.
Love you
all
too,
right.
fam.
Bye,
Brian.
Bye.
And all right, let us go and check out Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, we're just sitting back here looking at the stock, and I feel like you feel like a Marine sergeant walking down the line and looking at your best soldiers. You don't want to make them think you like him too much. You just sort of go by him and give him that shot with your hat and keep walking because he's such a warrior. You don't want to tenderize him by making him think you're one of his favorites. We got guys like that up and down this lineup. You can tell I've been watching too many movies, but we got guys up and down this lineup. Who's the guys this year? And some analysts think that some of those guys are going to fall off a little bit. I just wonder who they are going to be. And have we got guys that are not going to fall off, but they're going to pick it up a little bit? I see Brock Purdy is my favorite candidate to pick it up, but he's got a hard act to follow, Tony, 4,200-something yards. That's going to be a tough act to follow. BA, he's going to be a part of what that's going to make that happen, I guess. Debo, everybody's favorite guy to pick on tonight. Tony, take over from right there.
Well, you can pick on Debo, but like I said to you on Twitter, Ronbo, if Pearsall is
Tony's on Pierce.
Was supposed
He's
to
on Ricky
be
Pierce.
drafted. I'm not on him, but I'm just comparing the two players.
Yeah.
And if that guy was drafted to replace Debo, and
but we don't know that
because
for sure.
Debo had a little bit of trouble in the Super Bowl there. Well, they're both the same in that respect because Pearsall couldn't get away from the rookies on the team. How's he going to go up against people like Mooney Ward and professional defensive backs like that?
Yeah,
at least Debo can bust a run for 50, 60 yards and score a TD. This guy's yet to be proven.
But you know what? I got a feeling Charisse can cover Debo too. It might be. You need a different setting to make this call completely. What's going on at rookie camp? I don't know if that
Yeah,
really
you
holds
do.
a lot of weight, though. We'll see. You could be right. Maybe
Well,
it
is he
might
as
be.
tough? Is he as tough as Debo?
No, well, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
No,
Wait,
well, that's what I mean.
I take that
So-
back because Debo's tough per se, but his body always just it leaves him. I mean, his muscles are just not designed to explode. I mean, how many times have you seen Debo running across the field of the ball and just drop to one knee all of a sudden? It doesn't look like he's injured. He's not been hit, but he felt his hamstrings getting ready to go twang. I said, Tebow, your body abandons you like that in the middle of a play. My God.
Maybe he should do a little bit more swimming in the pool or something.
Well, he was
or
doing
walking
yoga.
in the pool.
Well, something, but because he was doing yoga, his flexibility is questionable. This is the problem.
Well, it's just a matter of you just picture the 49ers last year, and then the only thing you can do is say, okay, what areas were we weak in, and have we got the players to slot into those particular areas to make the team better?
Yeah,
a very simple way of looking at
it. Doing that, I kind of think they're trying to do that. I mean, they went crazy with the defensive backfield this year, and we've been complaining about that how long?
Yeah, and with the dudes that we drafted this year, is it going to be one or two people? I mean, there's going to have to be a linebacker there until Greenlaw comes back.
Oh, that's where he's
and maybe Talanoa as well. But we've got that area covered. And then where else? There's no more room except for the O-line. There's plenty of room there.
Well,
but
we got to see which one of those guys can cut the mustard on the offensive line. We're not going to keep all those guys.
Yeah.
They've got an army of offensive linemen in there now trying to see if any of them are worth a damn. So we'll see.
Other than that, this year's draft picks, you're just going to evaluate the ones we had before on the practice squad, which ones are better, and you let go of them and keep these ones or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And let them hold his position down in the practice squad for 2-3 years. Well, we do keep guys that stay in that practice squad for a long time. We got some guys out there that have been invited back this year from last year's practice squad to try out. So it's pretty interesting.
And the other thing is, if we do have some promising young kids on the practice squad, are they going to get poached?
You know, didn't we have a couple last year?
I think we did.
Taken away from us. I think we have a couple every year. But Pete Carroll being gone, I wonder if we'll lose anybody. Because Pete Carroll, I guarantee you, he's running around in Santa Clara in disguise. Because how does Carroll know who to take all the time? Jesus. Every year, he takes at least one guy. And I used to think he's just going for intel. But, you know, I don't know. Carroll is, but he's gone now. He may have more time now. I think he's in the front office in Seattle, right? So now Pete's got more time to be on covert missions all the time now.
That's right. He's got more time to evaluate.
Realize
that makes it a little bit more, even worse.
If we see a little old lady in drag running around, in the Santa Clara, that's Pete. Damn it.
Or dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But
there's that. In the middle of summer.
But yeah, and then there's the Kyle Shanahan factor of whether he's going to allow these people on the O-line to get some early game time during the beginning of the season. I don't know. How many ways do you want to evaluate it, Ronbo? There's a million ways to evaluate it.
Well, also, I keep in mind,
but the whole thing comes to a stop when you get to Shanahan.
But everything's not happening in front of us. I think Shanahan makes most of his judgment calls during workouts and practice. There's not going to be a lot of weight given to what they do in preseason games, other than for what we can take from what we see. But Shanahan, he's already said that he gets more from what a player's worth is in practice than he does in anything else.
Practice is one thing, you know what I mean, Ronbo, but copping hits in a real game is a completely different thing. And that's the way I would evaluate players. Give them, you don't have to put the team in jeopardy. You just put one person in at a time. Against the Jets or whatever, I want to evaluate this guy at center or at right guard or right tackle. Just one player at a time.
Yeah.
And then, slowly, okay, he had a good game. All right, leave him in for the next game. See how it goes then. Put another person in.
There's a thing. Once a kid earns a spot, you probably won't take it away from him that quickly and easily. But you're right, though. I do want the best player out there in position to make plays. But it can be really complicated in some situations, especially offensive line, because that offensive line works as one single, like a basketball team. They're a single unit. So if one person is not doing his job, it usually affects the entire group. So, we're going to find out how they handle that.
I
mean, got a few guys.
I can understand what you're saying in regards to that with, say, the defensive line.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Same way.
But the offensive line, they're protecting the quarterback, so you can slot a few guys in there and test them out. You know what I mean?
You can, but you got to make sure that everybody knows their job. Now, if I got a seal here, and I know the guy next to me is going to be going to his left, I need to know what I got to do. They're a dance in motion that's got to be done right. Kyle Shanahan's offensive line, what he does is one of the most difficult in the league. Remember Joe Staley was talking about Kyle Shanahan's offensive line? It took him all the preseason to learn what the hell they're doing. It may not be as easy as it appears. They make it look easy, but it's tough.
It probably is, Ronbo, but Kansas City seemed to put their youngsters in fairly early in the season. You know what I mean? And they were playing like shit last year, but they gelled and came together at the right time of the season.
Yeah, every damn year. Especially when it comes to us. Tony, I think they're in our head more than anything else. The Chiefs aren't better than the 49ers. They've already proven that.
I don't think so, Ronbo. Like I said to you, we gifted those Super Bowls to them. We gifted them because Shanahan took his foot off the pedal.
That's exactly what I'm crying about.
You don't take your foot off the pedal. And the thing that pisses me off is he seems to be able to do it during the regular season. No problem at all. Right? And we win, like we blow teams out and things like that. And then when it comes to the final goddamn game, he takes his foot off the pedal. Right at the end. No.
They're in his head too, Tony. We got to stop though. I'm gonna see you midweek. Our time went by quickly. I'll see you midweek though. Okay.
All right, brother.
Always a pleasure. Tony.
Shout out to everyone and catch you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
And Tony ATL.
Ronbo. Sorry,
Tony got a good signal this time.
Friday night.
All right.
Yes, sir. How you doing this evening?
Doing great, Tony. As I say, we haven't played any games yet. This is my favorite time of the year when I think about it. There's no stress. There's no anxiety. You know, Tony, what breeds that kind of energy is the fact that we got to wait days after being all pissed off. Although we were lucky last year, the 49ers didn't have a lot of time to be pissed off. It's not like 2016, 2015, where it actually got used to losing and didn't expect anything but losing. It's a weird thing. When you expect to win and you don't win, it's painful. If you expect to lose and you win, it's exciting. Isn't that weird?
Yes,
but
sir.
Anyway, yeah.
Your team, in your situation, you just need to refocus. I remember 2017, Ronbo. It was the media. I'm not blaming the media. Every week during that season, Falcons were in a Super Bowl hangover. Every week they were saying that to us. We ended up 10-6, winning the wild card, beating the Rams in their house.
I loved it. I was so delighted.
We should have beat the Eagles. If you remember that game, we were moving all up and down the field with Tevin Coleman on them.
Yep.
And then we couldn't get in the end zone.
I know.
So, but don't fall for the media. But the Niners are a pretty tight-knit group. And, a couple people have said y'all got a Super Bowl hangover. I'm not buying it. Y'all too experienced for that.
And we didn't lose enough people. We did lose 12 people, but they could be replaced, some of them. So, yeah, it's not like a lot of teams out there in the Super Bowl, money does become an issue, and stars do get signed right and left. Tony, how many people do you remember losing after that Super Bowl on the Falcons team?
We lost a couple people to retirement.
Yeah, there was two.
I can't remember the defensive tackle's name. We lost to he retired. Dwight Freeney. Ronbo, I was so mad we didn't read because Dwight Freeney was a situational pass rusher. I don't know if you remember that season. Mm-hmm. He made Vic Beasley was the sack leader. Dwight Freeney helped Vic Beasley, and he was never the same once we didn't re-sign Dwight Freeney. Mm-hmm. Dwight Freeney had a sack in the Super Bowl. Brady Jarrett had 3. Dwight Freeney had a sack.
And that wide receiver core, Tyler Lockett, and Julio seemed to start his slide right about then. Tyler Lockett.
Actually,
also,
2 years later.
Yeah. Who's the other polished wide receiver?
Taylor Gabriel. He had Taylor Gabriel for one more season.
Okay.
In 2017, then he signed with the Bears, got paid.
I remember that.
Yeah. Muhammad Sanu.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Then we traded him to New England. Yeah. So.
And that's because you shed salary too as much as you could and getting draft picks for him. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. It's a business.
Yeah. Damn it. Can't keep a whole
Speaking
team
of shredding
stock.
salaries and getting picks, we signed Charlie Warner. I think we paying him $12 million for 3 or 4 years. I can't remember.
Yeah.
We signed Ross Dwelly this week too. Your other backup tight end. We got him.
That's
now.
right. Yeah. Was it this week? I thought it was a couple. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you got Dwelly, Warner.
Hello?
Warner's a good blocker, though. I mean, he works hard at that.
Them two and Kyle Pitts. Dwelly can catch though, other than block. He can catch.
Well, I see. That's the thing is, and Kyle just didn't draw up any plays for him. And Dwelly was more dependable.
I like the Dwelly.
Yeah, I don't know why Kyle didn't. Nobody understands.
So you guys are going to go with those 2 young kids that y'all drafted by not keeping Dwelly
and Warner.
And Warner, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like the 2 young kids are going to be on the team.
Yeah, and Cameron, can he do it too? So we're going to find out this year.
Yep.
People have said that I've been told I was too harsh on the 2.
Oklahoma.
Who?
Yeah, I like the kid y'all drafted out of Oklahoma. Kyle shouldn't have threw him in the Super Bowl. Like that.
No, that light is too bright, Kyle.
Brayden Willis.
You could have sent somebody else in.
Brayden Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't had no reps all year, and then in the biggest games, you put him in there in the fourth quarter.
I could have sent you send Dwelly into that situation. I don't. Who else? Or else you have Juice slip over to that position and let him handle it. Don't put him in a position to fail. Kyle, you know this more than anybody, man. Damn it. And he went out there and immediately got a flag. His nerves must have been killing him.
Ronbo, quiet as is kept. And they used him left, and when they did, y'all could depend on him. And I love him too. Juice made another Pro Bowl this past year.
Every year. They might as well pencil him in now.
I think he's a Hall of Fame fullback.
Oh, no
doubt. I think he's a Hall of Fame fullback.
First ballot.
I've said it before.
Yeah, he'll be. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Y'all need to use him a little bit more, man, because he gets moves the chains. He can go downfield. He has soft hands.
Oh,
and he'll hit you in your mouth.
Remember what's name used to do the toe jam? What do you call it? When the guys
toe drag swag.
Boy, Juice was like a ballet dancer on a couple. On his toes, just millimeters away from the line, and he falls forward with the ball in his hand so the ref could clearly see that he made that catch. I said, boy, Juice has talents that people don't know about. They think, why the 49ers, they're the only team in the league that pays a fullback all that money. I said, look, man, you need to stop talking, man, and look at that dude, man, what he does on the field all day. He's one of the excellent blockers in the world. And then he goes out and makes these great catches. Every now and then the quarterback's fault. They overthrow him or something crazy. But Kyle Juszczyk is worth every dime he gets paid, and I'm not sure if he's underpaid or not. He is good. So I'll take a 40 in a minute.
Why not mix it up and give him a couple carries? Give him like 2 or 3 carries a game. Because everybody thinking McCaffrey's going to get the ball. Get Juice the ball 2 or 3 times a game.
He's not bad at that.
Running the
2
football.
3 yards on a first down situation, and people aren't expecting him. Let him sweep around there in motion and get that ball and go in. So, you know.
It's like trying to tackle a sledgehammer, a full-speed sledgehammer. Good luck.
Remember, what's that kid that used to be in Pittsburgh and now he's with, who's he with? Is he with the Steelers safety? That is the most famous resistance of a tackle ever. Oh, God, is he in Miami now? Who's the safety for Miami?
Are you talking about Minka Fitzpatrick?
Tim, I saved that on my file. He twirled Fitzpatrick like a baton. Bam!
Yeah.
Dropped him to the dirt. I said, did anybody see
we
that?
played Pittsburgh our first game of the year.
Whoa! So, do you? Pittsburgh's got a rough schedule this year too.
You know how we got that extra game? Everybody got that extra game.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's that extra game on our schedule because we play the AFC South, and Pittsburgh comes to Atlanta, so we got to see Russell Wilson and that Pittsburgh defense. I say run it down their throats. That's what I say. Big play action. Got a good offensive line.
I love the Steelers. Laken Tomlinson is finally on the poor guy. I think they finally got him on the bubble.
Steelers got him, Tomlinson.
Who? Laken. I thought Laken was with the Hawks. Somebody said the other day.
I thought he was. Oh yeah, because he was with the Jets, so he ain't with the Jets no more.
No,
Laken's
slowing down. But yeah, Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
everybody's watching that game, Tony. You guys got probably one of the biggest audiences because Russell Wilson and what's his name from the Bears. Tony, make an estimation. How long is it going to be before Justin Fields? Are they going to stay with Russ, or are they going to leave him on a short leash? What do you think is going to happen with that situation? Because it's already a controversy
I think
as soon as they brought him over there.
Ronbo, Pittsburgh's offensive line they even got better. They drafted a offensive tackle in the first round this year.
Okay.
They drafted one last year. They drafted those 2 guards.
They've been building
22 and 23.
Oh, they've been building
drafted free agent guards. One from Philly and the other one from the Bears, Daniels, who I wanted. The offensive line is pretty good now.
So both Russie and Justin can run. And if the offensive line is really that good, they may be doing a lot of scrambling this year because that could really ruin a team not knowing what they're going to do. Russell Wilson probably should stop trying to run. But Justin Fields, Tony, Justin Fields is one of the most dangerous. But he's one of the most dangerous runners I've ever seen. People say Lamar is good. But if Justin Fields breaks that initial line of scrimmage in the first tackle, look out. Look out.
That's true.
God, he's
he
fast.
He got wheels. And Steelers, if you're listening, Steelers Nation, go ahead and bring DJ Watt back slowly. Coming off that injury, y'all ain't got to play him the first game. Just let him sit and heal some more.
He is their defense. So J.J. Watt makes all the difference in the world. He's a machine out there. Man.
Yeah. And Ronbo, don't listen to Fox. I don't know what's wrong with Kyle Hurd and all them. They're saying y'all got in-house fighting. I know I was telling you about that. I'm like, where are y'all getting this from?
Okay.
You keep saying an unnamed source.
Kyle Hurd's
They won't say who.
His integrity has been shot with me in the last over a year now. I used to listen to him intently, thinking he was pretty sharp. But Kyle Hurd's now becoming just like everybody else out there, just trying to get attention, saying things that are absolutely not true. And then they found out later, and he never apologizes. Come on, Colin, man. I used to think he was cool, man. He ain't
all
cool.
the information on everybody. Yeah.
So anyway,
just don't listen to him.
No, I
These
know.
Ram fans, Ronbo. I told Scamolia, he said, we getting all kind of shout outs in Smitty's chat. Yeah, because they don't know who y'all are. What they doing, Ronbo, they come in the Smitty chat and they're kissing our butt, talking about how good we gonna be, and Smitty's them feeding it. But I tried to tell Smitty who they are, but I guess they ain't listening to me now. In another chat, Mad Mike Sports, I told them about them, and they know who they are. So Mad Mike be hitting on them. What Ramoya them they be doing, they be kissing our butt, talking about how good we are. It's all smoke screen.
Yeah.
I told Smitty and Alberto don't fall for it, but they ain't listening to me.
Well, because they're not taking those guys seriously. So, that's what they do. They're there's that troll bus that rolls around all over the net. Going to various
Have some
sites.
terrible chats, Ronbo. They're always trolling.
Rolling
chat,
around.
They're always trolling. Yeah. Their chats must be boring.
It's so sad. Well, you look at their team.
That's okay. Yeah.
It just reflects what they're all
Like I said, Smith's going to get benched. Prescott's going to get benched. Stafford's going to get benched. Not for injury either.
No, Stafford's probably going to get hurt because, he almost got hurt last year.
Yeah.
He's laying in the dirt and his eyes rolling back his head. I said, what? Matthew, get up, go to the shower room, and call it a day, man. You're going to end up getting killed out there, man. Yeah, that did not look good. You passed out for a second and somehow didn't. God.
Yeah, but I remember that Giant game late in the year. He threw those 3 second-half picks. He should have lost, but the Giants let him back in. I'm like, this is the Stafford I know. And then here comes another one. They went down the field and kicked the field goal to win a game when they were in New York, a game they should have lost. And I'm like, that's the Matthew Stafford I know. Pick. Another pick.
Him and Brock holding them contest. Yeah. Tony, we got to go. I always appreciate you. I'll be back midweek. And if you got time, I hope and I know you, Tony, but you love working our trolls, and I love when you do it.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
So, yeah.
And Ronbo, remember y'all sleeper, Cody Schaefer, because he can play special teams. I expect him to make y'all team. Yeah, he reminds me, he's a slightly bigger, when I say stockier Christian McCaffrey. Ronbo, he cuts and goes, Ronbo. Look at his college film. He had the 2,000-yard season. He had 1,600 yards this past season. Yeah. He can catch. He reminds me of Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, when the minute you guys told me about that, I checked him out, and yeah, I like him. He's a bruiser, and he's fast, and he's explosive.
Yes, sir.
I think that's why Kyle likes him as well. So.
And then if he gets in the open field, he gone. Gone.
I love those kind of guys.
Gone.
I like that clip of
Elijah Mitchell. Sorry, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna lose your job. I'm not wishing nothing bad on you, but this kid can play.
Elijah, he doesn't lose his job. Elijah gets hurt and just has to sit down, and somebody comes and takes all the snaps anyway. All right, Tony, we double the time here. I'll see you midweek. All right.
All right, sir. We'll see you midweek. And Texas boy was in earlier, but he left.
Good.
And Ronbo, you have a good night, and I'll see you midweek.
You too. Looking forward to it, Tony. Good night.
Take care, sir.
You too. Thanks, Tony. Oh, man. Always fun. Always fun. It remains fun. September is when it becomes questionable. If our expectations are really lofty, but are they? We should expect perfection by now. But then again, the 49ers have gone deep into the playoffs how many years in a row? So it's becoming a little frightening. They're not getting enough rest in the offseason. They know how to take care of themselves. They'll be fine. All right. Anyway, fam, appreciate you joining us tonight. And we will be back midweek. I'm not sure which day yet. Well, since it's the birthday boys coming up on Wednesday, we might think about that day. How about that? Yeah. Didn't Steven say his birthday's coming up this week as well? Do Steven, could this be? Could it be that Steven and Ellis have the same birth date? I'd check that out. Anyway, thanks for your contribution, fam. Also, please don't forget to subscribe so we can notify you when we get ready to do this again. And hit like. Have a great night. See what I did there? Niners! Super Bowl bell.